All right, everybody. We're back again. Another episode. We got a full house today, full packed house today. So, we obviously gonna run down everything Money in the Bank related. So, we're gonna get into a lot of these conversations, things that we liked and didn't like. And I see some people already up here in the chat. So, we always late. We always fashionably late today. I don't know who the last person to join. Who was the last person to join today? It was Nate. And blame Nate. It was his fault. It was his fault today. So. It was his fault. He was the last person here.
CPT,
we're gonna
what it is.
Yeah, we're gonna talk everything Money in the Bank, and then we'll probably dive into some stuff maybe leading into SummerSlam and stuff that we see now that we kind of know the results of the show. But we have two guests today, so I will let you ladies introduce yourselves. You guys can plug in your socials, pods, whatever you guys are doing in the wrestling community that you want people to go check out and follow. So Canary, you can start first, and then Jazz, you can go afterwards.
Let me just start out by saying my actual name is not Canary. It's Courtney. Let me put that out there because a lot of people
I was going to the screen name. I was going for the screen name.
A lot of people think that my name is actually Canary. No, it's Courtney. But I do go by Canary. I run two podcasts. I run Women's Knockout News with Jazz. And then I run, three actually. Canary's Corner and Uncaged with Canary with my friend Jocelyn. So I'm working on getting my YouTube and Twitch running. I didn't know that there had to be some licensing stuff with Twitch, so I'm working on that right now.
Yeah.
And I'm getting my YouTube up and running. So my Wyatt 6 video will be out sometime towards the end of this week, I believe, hopefully.
What is that under so I can follow? I need to follow it.
I'll send you the links and stuff to my YouTube channel and everything. Right now, there's only one video on my YouTube. That's why I don't plug it too much.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm Jazz. I co-host with Court a lot on my YouTube channel, Are You Seeing This? And then, of course, Women's Knockout News. So we run that together. But mainly for the Are You Seeing This on my YouTube, it's just women talking about wrestling most of the time. I am considering bringing some men on, but I like the fact that it's a little different, having just women talk about it. It's a little different. So I try to keep it that way, but I might have some men on in the future. I don't know. And then Jazz Marie 20. What was it?
Said men are no good. You don't need change it up.
I had some weird experiences, so I try to keep it with women. But yes,
yeah.
What was it?
No, yeah, you'll definitely get that for sure.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just kind of I try to keep it women. But Jazz Marie 23 _ on Twitter and TikTok. I'm trying to get my TikTok up to be like wrestling, but it takes so long to like make it into that vertical, deal. So I don't know. I'm trying to get Malik to help me out with it.
I'll do the best I can. I'm going to share the link to just one of your videos from your pod in the chat, and then the chat can go check out the entire podcast and stuff on that channel. So I'll share it in the comments below, and you guys can check it out down there. Jade, I guess let's let Jade go first, and then he can get all the shit he wants to get off his chest. So Jade has a hatred for CM Punk, ladies, just in case you don't know. So you're about to
we're about to get along so well. Oh, we're about to get along so well. I hate that.
Oh, you got
fiber of my being.
Jade, you might have a new friend here. So
yeah, Courtney and I are going to get along very well.
Courtney, you could feel free to jump into this too, because I kind of feel I know where Jade's going to go in this. So go ahead, Jade. Go ahead, Jade.
So let me start off by saying I might be a little bit more irritable than I normally am, because I picked today of all days to try and cut out sugar. I'm trying to lose a little bit of weight, so this coffee is totally black, so it's a great day for that shit to start. Money in the Bank was last night. We got a lot to talk about today, folks. First of all, hold on.
Oh, he's breaking out the do-rag.
Yeah. I missed it the first time, so we love it.
This is when Evil Jade comes out.
This motherfucker, CM Punk. Oh my God! When I tell you the kind of anger that leaves you frozen in place, you can't move, you can't think. And about an hour later, I snapped out of it, and I asked myself, what the entire living fuck just happened? Because I was just getting over Damian Priest being concussed, or the referee missing his cue, or the Music Man missing his cue, and wondering why Seth Rollins didn't get a freaking 3 count. I'm just getting over that. and then here comes Coal Miner Punk coming out from the dark pitches of hell where he belongs. Here's my thing. Here's my thing. Okay, for you to just now be getting the Money in the Bank right again, for you to show just a couple of months ago that, hey, look at this, the Money in the Bank isn't a complete waste of a once great idea. And to get it right with Damian Priest at WrestleMania and to get it right with everything else you've been doing about it after doing everything wrong for the past 4 years. And for last night to go like it did. Listen, okay, I've said on this podcast, okay, and I'm so exhausted with fucking saying it. I understand that CM Punk is a draw. I understand you have to work him into your plans. I understand if he wanted to come back, you had to let him come back. I just don't want him. I just don't want him. And to take the Money in the Bank prospect, to take the Money in the Bank idea, the very fabric of the idea of Money in the Bank, that it's supposed to be this uplifting tool for promising mid-carders, and to not only slap it on Drew McIntyre in the first place, who doesn't fucking need it, but then to sacrifice it at the altar of the CM Punk storyline, a storyline for a man who one match into his WWE return got injured, just like I told all of you he would, can't even show up on a week-to-week program, and yet your entire foundation for the entire pay-per-view that you took to Toronto and advertised and put out there and went, let's do the whiteout, let's do all this shit. And he wins the Money in the Bank when he didn't fucking need to, not when you have guys like Mello and LA Knight and Andrade in this match who bumped their asses off during this match, by the way. And then to give it to Drew McIntyre, okay, whatever, fine. But if he wasn't going to win the championship, just have that motherfucker CM Punk cost him the briefcase in the first place. It's the same thing. And then you can still have that goddamn briefcase on Mello or Andrade or LA Knight. Or how about the most over up-and-coming wrestler in your company, Jey Uso? No.
Breathe, my guy.
No.
Yeah.
Drew
You won as soon as you said Mello.
wins
For
the
me.
briefcase and then loses it an hour later. And my God, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Okay, so I've talked to, I know where G's head's at because I've talked to him a little bit about it, so I know kind of where his headspace is at. Me and Mo kind of chatted a little bit earlier, so ladies, we'll start with whoever wants to go first between the two. How did you feel about the entire concept of Drew winning the Money in the Bank and then cashing in only to lose, and then Seth Rollins now also plays a factor because he got screwed as well because he can't challenge for the championship now since he lost.
Wait, no, hold up, back that up. We're gonna reverse it and flip it.
Go ahead.
Those stipulations do not matter now. Those stipulations went out the window when it was made a triple threat match. The only way those stipulations made sense is if those two were in the match one-on-one. Therefore, both stipulations went out the goddamn window. So, Seth can still challenge, and Damian doesn't need to leave Judgment Day. Therefore, that stipulation is still in place. Therefore, the stipulation that's not there, it's gone. Like, it's gone. So there's no stipulation anymore. The only way that they're going to do that again is if they do it on a match during Monday Night Raw. But those stipulations went out the window. So once it became a triple threat, they were gone.
Is that?
People don't understand.
Is it though? Like, are they going to say that?
Know.
Or
Michael Cole kind of acknowledged it and said Punk kind of screwed Seth out of the championship, and he still can't challenge Damian.
Courtney's idea makes the most sense.
It does make the most sense. I hope they go that route.
No, I mean it does make sense, but just based off that little interaction we saw after the match, that kind of tells me like, all right, yeah, I think Seth kind of got screwed here too. So it kind of that just based off that little interaction they had, because I don't think they would have teased that if that wasn't going to be like a plan. Now, what you said makes sense though, because Drew coming in and kind of interrupting the match kind of put the stipulation, because Seth never got pinned by Damian or submitted by Damian. So from your standards, that would make sense. From WWE logic though, it probably is going to go the other direction. How did you, ladies? How did you feel about it overall, though? I mean, did it make you upset, or did you kind of understand maybe, okay, this is where they're going in, or?
I hated and loved it because last year it's like two different extremes. Okay, they waited so long last time, and then this time they're like, just get rid of it. And it does feel wasted. It does feel like that, but it's also to push the storyline of Drew and CM Punk. And even Seth is kind of involved now. We saw Seth getting really upset with CM Punk. So as much as, I would have loved to seen it on like Mello or somebody like that, it made for a different story. And I know you guys wanted them to hold on to it longer, but it was kind of funny. I don't know. It was kind of funny. I'm so sorry. It was kind of funny. I feel bad for Drew. I'm angry for Drew. And I think that once Drew lets go of this like little revenge tour, whatever he's doing, then is when he will like get his redemption. But he keeps doing these little immature things like stealing the bracelet and, like adding fuel to the fire. And I think that's why he's still involved with CM Punk.
To quote my podcast partner directly, it was poetic. It was poetic justice. It was poetic. It was because he lost in the same exact manner that was brought upon him. Like he went and did that. Therefore, it was poetic justice. Now, was I upset that Drew, got screwed out of it? Yeah, absolutely. But I'm also a huge fan of Damian Priest and Seth Rollins. So I understand from the story point why they did that, because now it's setting up for something bigger and better with Punk and Seth. So for me, it was really poetic. I loved every aspect of it except for Drew getting screwed out of shit. But other than that, I thought it was great.
My question is, when is he going to start winning? Like, when is he going to start, overcoming?
Drew been losing for the last. I know you're a newer fan, but he's been losing like the last 3 years.
I've said on the podcast before, I want to see Drew McIntyre's contract.
He's been getting packed up in big matches for like the last 3 years. It's like 2021, so he ain't been getting no big wins. The only time he ever had a big win was when the fans weren't there. That was during the pandemic, so it's unfortunate for him. So it's like what makes it interesting to me is like, I guess Drew, his character is like he never learns his lesson because he continues to add fuel to the fire and think that it's all okay now. Like, I got the last laugh here. Like, it's all over with. And it's like, bro, you think he's just going to get away with what you did? Like, beat this man up and made him bleed. And then you took his wife's bracelet. So it's like, that was supposed to be cool. You know what I mean? So, but it goes both ways, though. It's like both guys aren't going to let each other get the edge. Like, one guy does something, okay, I got to top you in that. I'll go to your hometown and screw you in Scotland. Okay, you want to do that? I'll beat the hell out of you on SmackDown and make you bleed and then take your wife's bracelet. Okay, you want to do that? I'll make sure you don't win the Money in the Bank and have to cash in successfully. So they keep trying to top each other and, keep trying to add fuel to the fire. So, G.
Insanity.
You know, hey, however you say your name, Jay hype up. Jay, when it comes to CM Punk, you definitely are a high-ranking member of this hate council, because I think people forget, and credit to CM Punk with how much people hate him. People forget this is all Drew's fault. Drew said, I prayed for your injury and it happened. This is Drew's fault. This is Drew's fault. This started with Drew.
I mean, Drew did. I mean, Drew.
You remember what CM Punk said? He said, "When I'm pushed, I'm Satan himself."
Yeah, right. He also said, "When I'm pushed, I break a kneecap."
All right, bro.
He never said that, but okay.
Right too. Hey, Jay,
he said it with his actions.
Here's the thing.
And then Punk also say that he would make sure Drew never won the world title as long as he's around.
Yes, that's
as long as I'm breathing, Drew McIntyre.
And I am bringing all of that together because this all started. Obviously, CM Punk coming back as Private. That's what's heated. We know Drew stormed out. Like in the Rumble, this all started when CM Punk tore his tricep, and Drew McIntyre, because he was the one who did it, said, "I prayed for this, and it happened," and they beat him down right afterwards. So, yeah, for me, I know everybody's feeling like, oh man, I feel bad for Drew. Wow. If anything, this is your fault, gang. After he got hurt, all you had to do was mind your business. He wasn't even beefing with you. He was beefing with Seth. That was supposed to be the main. You weren't even on his mind, but you came out, said, I prayed for this, it happened, beat him up, and ever since then, hey, Nate, what you just say? When he's pushed, he's Satan himself? Yeah, so every single time, like you taking the AJ Larry bracelet that I didn't even care about till they put it in the story. You attacking him in Chicago. What did you think was gonna happen?
Well, What most people don't understand is it goes all the way, way back to years and years ago when CM Punk told Drew in the back he was going to amount to nothing. He wasn't going to be anything. So it's long feuded, deeply rooted with their hate between each other. And that's what people don't fucking understand. They think it's this day and age fucking problem when it's not. WWE is now pulling shit from the past. They're going, all right, let's take a little time machine. Let's go into the past. Let's pull a story from here, and let's make an even bigger story of it nowadays. That's what they're doing.
So I have a quick. G, hold on. Because you said my name, G.
Hell yeah, I did.
Here's my problem. All of that is well and good. I have been vocal about WWE ever since Bray Wyatt came back. I've been vocal about WWE pulling aspects from past stories and putting all of that is well and fucking good. You could have done this. This is my only point on the matter. You could have done this exact same thing last night without wasting the briefcase, which you did, and you could have done it the same way and let Drew Priest get a clean win over Seth Rollins, which would have been huge for his title reign if he was going to be the champion anyway. It's not like Seth Rollins can't eat a loss. It's in his name. He's Seth freaking Rollins. Seth Rollins could have eaten a clean loss to Damian Priest. Priest looks twice as strong as he did before. Who cares if Rollins can't challenge for the title? He's going to get it as soon as Priest loses it anyway. And then Punk still cost Drew McIntyre the world championship because Drew gets to the top of that ladder, has his hands on it, and Drew pushes his ass off the ladder through a table. Bada bing, bada boom. You have the exact same story, except now Priest looks strong and you haven't wasted the briefcase. I just don't get it. I don't get why they did it the way they did it. And it makes
Jade, I'll respond to what you just said, because I've already made a video about it. But I do agree that I would have liked Damian Priest to have a clean win. That part we can agree on 100%, right? It sucks that he hasn't had one, but hey, it is what it is, right? Now, as far as the waste, now Jay, this isn't directly at you because you're not the only person to use that phrase, wasted. Now. My only thing is the reason why I don't feel like it's a waste, and I said it pretty much. I said it to y'all in the chat privately. I'm gonna say it here. When I look at the landscape of that world title, not even including CM Punk in them, right? But we've all made up our minds that Gunther, just based on the way he's been booked, is not losing at SummerSlam, right? We pretty much made up our mind because what's it called? Especially when Finn Balor wasn't in Money in the Bank. Like, that all pretty much went out the window as far as I'm concerned. So then we look at it, I'm like, okay, Gunther, the way they booked him, he's only been pinned 3 times in WWE. Don't think that's going to be a short reign. So bare minimum, he's holding that till the Rumble. I get we can all say, oh, well, they could have held it, until the next following year, like after Mania, which is why I think Melo would have been a great dark horse option for that. But nevertheless, I feel like more people... Not intentionally, but I feel like more people are upset that Jey didn't win as opposed to the way it went down because Jey is over. Jey is probably next to Cody, one of the biggest, getting the biggest reactions or all that. And I feel y'all. I really, really do. I feel y'all. But I've been saying for weeks, I never 100% believed they were going to pull the trigger with Jey because they have been sitting on this Bloodline story forever. As soon as Jimmy got attacked, Roman lost and all that, they have been sitting, waiting on the reunion. Now, I get you can tell the story with him still holding Money in the Bank, but they weren't going to.
Easily.
They could. No, you're right.
Easily.
And they couldn't.
You know why? You know why? Because Triple H is fucking stubborn, bro. He's fucking stubborn. All right?
I agree.
He's just so fucking... And I get it. Logic and continuity. Fucking great. Love that. We haven't had that WWE in fucking years. Fantastic. But by dog, learn how to call fucking audible, bro. Like, come on. Right. The only time you caught an audible is when you didn't follow the fucking story. Because Rock came in and said, oh, I gotta make it about me, and he fucking lied his ass off for an hour. You learn how to call fucking audible. Like, my dog. Like, the only time you called one is when the fans were like, stick to the story, because you didn't stick to the story. Like,
right. And so I get what you're saying about learn how to call it. But my thing is, one, Jey Uso, I never believed he was gonna do it because he's in that Bloodline segment, plus the fact that I don't think Gunther, like, to me, Gunther is not a champion that I would believe somebody can get the jump on him in a cash-in. That's just, I don't believe it. Which is why I think Melo would have been a better option than LA Knight. Because even though Cody is a strong champion or, biggest face of the company now or whatever, I believe that Melo doing that like SmackDown or Raw after Mania or whatever. I can believe that. I can't believe it on Gunther because of the way he's presented. Don't get me wrong, Lewis. I don't think it's going to happen. Hey, Lewis, to your point, I don't think either of them are getting cashed in on, which is why you just get rid of the Money in the Bank now. It's not a waste because no matter who wins
I'm back to that.
No matter,
I was on that pre-Money in the Bank, and now I'm back to it. Get rid of it. I don't care.
Cut the men's.
No. I don't mean get rid of it in its entirety. I'm just talking about get rid of it for this year because nobody in that match was going to cash in. Nobody was going to cash in successfully. Yeah. No, I'm not saying get rid of it in its entirety. I just said, hey, have the match, get rid of the case this year. Next year, because what happened to Jey Uso this year is exactly what happened to LA Knight last year. My logic was, if he wasn't going to win, don't put him in the match because now we have reactions like this. Especially if you know good and well.
More exposure. They put him in the match for more exposure.
Which I get, but if you knew, because I believe Triple H knew he was going to do this from the jump. So if you knew good and well this is how you was going to treat Money in the Bank, just like last year, if you knew good and well LA Knight wasn't, because LA Knight wasn't cashing in on Roman, I think we all knew that as well. No. Don't put your most popular guys that everybody wants to see win. Don't put them in a match to set them up to fail. Because now, I think Jey Uso will be fine. Everybody will still yeet into, but Jey Uso has taken a step back from a place that he was already breaking ice with. Like, it was already about.
And I think that's the difference. That's the difference between LA Knight and Jey Uso, though. LA Knight was just starting to get hot around this time. Like, that's when people really were getting behind LA Knight. Jay's been hot for a while, and he's been exposed for a while. Like, they've been putting him everywhere. He involved in all big four pay-per-views last year. He was involved in the main event last year. So with Jey, it was like this was like the last straw. Like, this is like, if he wasn't going to win then we know, at least for now, he's not going to win a world title. He probably never will at this point because, like, he's only going to be this hot for so long.
Both situations are completely different. I can't look at it in the same limelight as LA Knight last year because LA Knight was in Money in the Bank last year with full intentions that he was going to be Money in the Bank until Vince came along, and then they had a compromise. So
fair enough.
I can't really see it in the same limelight because if Vince wasn't there, LA Knight would probably be world champion right now.
Fair enough.
I mean,
I would have rather LA Knight. If you're presenting me with the options, I would have rather LA Knight won this briefcase and cashed in on Logan Paul at his house to win the U.S. title over what happened last night.
No. I would have. I'm sorry. I don't mean to do this. I don't mean to do this right now.
It still means something.
No, Jade. No, wait. This is where I need to cut in, Jade, and you my guy.
You cut wherever you want. This is
where you start to lose me. This is where you
do it, Jade.
This is where you start losing me because for a year, when I told y'all the first words out of Damian Priest's mouth when he won that briefcase was the mid-card ones, all y'all said y'all rather have a failed cash in over that. All of y'all. Not Lewis, but all said I'd rather it be a failed. There's a
much rather
right now. Y'all saying it would rather be a failed cash in. Now you saying you rather him cash in on the
I don't think I personally said that, G. I really don't.
I'll check, but y'all were wild about that.
I just can't get over it. I just can't get over
it. LA Knight could go against him. LA Knight could go against Damian.
100%.
I can't get over Jade saying it's not the fact he said cash in on the U.S. title. It's the fact he said pull up to his house and cash in.
Go to his house and cash
in. That's terrible. Look, there's a trend. There's a big trend for Money in the Bank. I said this before on the pod. If y'all look at it for years, man, WWE, they do it every year. They will give the fans one winner that they ask for, but they always will do something they want to do for Money in the Bank. Everybody wanted Tiffany Stratton this year. Tiffany or Chelsea Green. People would have been okay with it. People would have been okay. Majority of the people wanted Tiffany or Chelsea Green based off the fan reaction. So either of those two would have won that briefcase. The fans would have been happy. But the men's Money in the Bank, I look at it as they just don't see. I don't think they see Jey Uso as that guy, bro. He's just a guy who got popular that they didn't think would get popular, but he's not the guy they look at. Like he's just a guy. He's not the guy.
You know what my issue is with this one? You wanna
That's
know
how I
why
think they
this
look
whole
at him
thing-
because he's what 0-7 in world title man, or 0-7 since last year.
I don't think
in
it's that,
championship
bro.
matches.
It's not that, bro. It's not
I think
that.
they're
It's
just
not.
holding. I think they're.
Bro,
just
they've
waiting
had
on the
so many
bloodline.
opportunities to
Triple
pull the
H,
trigger,
bro.
bro.
It's Triple H is stubborn, bro. He's fucking stubborn. That's what it is. He won't budge.
wants this
If
bloodline.
Jay wasn't, if this bloodline stuff was over, Jay would be world champion right now. Triple H just will not budge.
He
He
got
just
over-
will not
he got
budge.
over at the
100%
wrong
right.
time. He got over at the wrong
Go
He
ahead.
won't budge.
Go
He
ahead,
really
bro.
did. My thing.
I don't
with
know if
this
it would be
is-
though. That's the thing. I don't know if it would be.
Yeah, I don't know. But my whole issue with this. Okay, so as a Jey Uso fan, yeah, I'm upset. But I see why they didn't give it to him because of the whole bloodline thing.
Yeah.
But my problem is, I'm starting to feel like Money in the Bank is starting to shoot them in the foot.
Yeah.
Like it's starting to become a liability because 6 years, 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 6 years straight of bad Money in the Bank winners that gave them headaches. Last year, they figured it out. Great. But this year, for me, it shows that, like y'all said, in this this main event scene, it's too crowded for this Money in the Bank to have worked. And I'm starting to lean on Jade's side a little bit. If they got rid of it, I wouldn't be shocked. I don't think they should because I think it could work. But my problem is they've crowded that main event scene, which is a good thing. But they've crowded it so much that it's hard to use Money in the Bank, and that's why I was kind of upset with what they did. Because my thing is, I'm tired of these same night cash-ins. I'm done with it. They've done it so many fucking times, and then on top
Especially
of
on
that,
the women's side, you're right.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, that, and especially for him to fail, to me, that's why it felt like a waste initially. But I've after having conversations with you guys this morning, I kind of see why they did it.
I just feel like I don't know, man. I just don't think they. I mean, that's just how. Maybe Jay will get us something in the future because I mean, anything could happen. I don't think the fans will turn on him. I think the fans will still be behind him because his popularity speaks for itself. I just the way that they just from what I've seen on TV and the way he's had the opportunities where they've had chances to really do something with him, pull the trigger with him. I don't know if they look at him as that guy. Like, I don't think they ever expected him to get as popular as he probably did, initially when he split up with Roman. And then the popularity continued to rise. But it's kind of like, when LA Knight last year, even though he didn't win Money in the Bank, we kind of didn't know, and he didn't win the U.S. title. We kind of felt the same way. But once Logan Paul won the U.S. title, I think everybody or most people thought like, okay, that's the guy that's going to beat Logan Paul for the title right there. That's like the perfect heel, the perfect baby face. Majority of the people didn't want Logan to be champion, and everybody still loves LA Knight. So for him to beat Logan Paul, that's great right there. But I just, like you said, with the bloodline stuff, I don't see anything for Jay as of right now, like with any championship and singles in the future. Yeah. And the bloodline stuff, that's forever going, bro. Like that shit continues to evolve, bro. They continue to add people. They continue to add layers to it every time. So
Telling y'all I'm telling y'all the Mania match is gonna be. I've been saying it on the podcast for months. I broke it down verbatim. I said DIY beats A-Town Down Under for them tag titles. DIY drops it to God. God versus Usos for the tag titles at WrestleMania 41. I've been saying it verbatim. That's easy. That's what's gonna happen. Jey Uso just unfortunately got hot at the wrong time. This wasn't his time to get hot.
Jay also
I think
is
to your
hot because
point-
of the Fireflies too. So on two different avenues, he's popular. He's popular on the front of he had a lot of Bray Wyatt's fans behind him for the very longest time. A lot when he was doing house shows more so, but then we started seeing it more and more on the televised Raw and SmackDown. So on two avenues, Jay has a whole lot of exposure, but on both ends, they're not doing much with him at all, period. Like, yeah, they put him in the Money in the Bank match, but like you guys said, what was the point of putting him in there? Like, there's no clear-cut reason.
Yeah, they just want to keep him open. They just want to have him open and available in case they do need him for the bloodline. So I don't think they want to like give him anything. And honestly, I feel like they struggle with having multiple storylines, period. It's like they have like maybe 2 or 3 good storylines going, and then that's it.
Yeah. Especially the main roster, the main roster.
Yeah.
For sure.
If CM Punk just stayed retired where he belonged, we wouldn't have to deal with any of this.
If he had just gone to the McDonald's employment line, like I told him, not the WWE employment line.
Put my burgers, CM Punk.
McDonald's
My boy CM McDonald's as well.
But yeah, I feel like with Jey Uso, It's just like y'all said, he got hot at the wrong time. Lewis, I know you talk about this tag match. I mean, you can't because I'm assuming Jey Uso, they're gonna do the reuniting and all that. I'm assuming this is gonna be done by War Games, right? I think War Games should be used as the blow off, not a setup. That's how I always feel. I think if you're gonna have two cages and all these weapons in there, that should be a blow off, right? Well, so that's what I assume is going to happen. However,
to be fair, let me just to be fair. Let me play devil's advocate with you for a second, right?
Oh gosh.
So
go ahead.
You do agree Triple H listens to the fans, right?
He does. He's got a secret burner
for the most part.
Already admitted it.
For the most part, yes, because he's also ignored them. Like Chad Gable when beating Gunther.
I call this TK tendencies. I believe Triple H knows, and Malik, you can attest to this because you and I we at the same time or whatever. Usos and God have been a dream tag team match, one of the more hyped up dream tag team matches we have ever had the thought of for almost the past decade. And Triple H with having the scale at WrestleMania, he's not going to pass that up. It's all about money matches, and he will never pass that up.
Me personally, I need Tonga Loa to fix his goddamn timing before we put him on WrestleMania.
Man, that's what I was about to say.
Man, what the hell?
This is twice now.
You punched him in the asshole.
He did hit his head.
I know he might have. I thought he might have a concussion.
I was really worried for him.
Definitely does.
I was really worried for him.
Nah, he definitely did because he was groggy for a minute after.
But he didn't have any.
And you heard that thud too.
He had to stop counting for him to jump in and put him out of the ring.
Yeah, but I did want to ask, all I've seen since he's came back is everybody shitting on Tonga Loa. But to your point, Lewis, they have been talking about God versus the Usos for a minute. So what happened in between?
You got to think though, people a lot of those people probably never watched New Japan either, so that's where they got their most exposure. Like the main people that really wanted that match, like myself and Lewis, we've been watching New Japan for years, so we already were exposed to what God was down there. We saw how great of a tag team they were in Japan, so that's something that I already envisioned.
No, but I'm saying before Tonga Loa even messed up in WWE, when he showed up and they announced he signed, all I saw on Twitter, hey, this is what we gonna see at Tonga, and it was that little thing where he was just lightly tapping the dude. That's all I saw. So I was like, okay, well, y'all been hyping up God for a minute, but all I see
we can assure you, God as a tag team is much different than God as singles competitors. Tonga Loa ain't a singles guy.
Tamatonga's different.
Most of the time, Tonga Loa is just there to do the heavy lifting, he's the powerhouse of the group. But all the other crazy extra shit, that's all Tamatonga.
Okay. There's a reason that they exposed Tamatonga before Tonga Loa. There's a reason he feels more serious in the Bloodline than Tonga Loa.
There's a reason
Tonga Loa wasn't in the 6-man tag.
Yeah. There's a reason why Hikuleo got more singles exposure than Tonga Loa.
He's not really.
He just
much
looked
of
like a limo driver to me last night.
Hey, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Somebody said he should be. Somebody said he should be the Bloodline's manager and just call it a day. Just show up and keep it pushing.
He should be their.
That's crazy.
Nah, bro, we need Armando Estrada.
We need Armando Estrada coming up. All right, so the men's Money in the Bank, I guess, and everybody. Excuse me, that was probably the most controversial topic because everybody, I guess, has their own split, I guess, feelings about it. I guess we'll have to see where it goes from here. It is what it is now. I can't change it, So they did what they did. Women's Money in the Bank. We'll dive into that. I thought that was the best match of the night. That shit was incredible. That match was.
Bro, they that's 3-0. That's 3-0 in the men, bro. Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, Money in the Bank. Women out.
I don't agree. I think the men actually had.
The men's this year. I like the men's this year a little bit better than the women's, but the women's.
Women's is crazy, bro.
Here's where people are losing me on the women's match because it was a tale. It was a really.
They're gonna be different, man.
Just listen. Hold up. It was a tale of two matches because all I did for the first 5 minutes of that match was worry that someone was going to die. The spots weren't impressive. They were getting messed up. They were sloppy. People were botching. They were
sloppy. Excuse me.
Well, hold on. Give me a hot second. It was. Give me a hot second. And then for me, the cutoff for me when the match shifted gears was the last botch was when Zoe Stark tried to do some crazy hip toss jump over the rope. It was totally AEW and she missed. But then after that, After that, everything clicked all of a sudden. The dangerous spots were working. They were hitting their spots. The ladders were actually hitting people. And then all of a sudden, I was into it. So I don't know if it was just, I don't know if it was nerves. I don't know what it was. But I was really worried. Chaos. But for people to say that it was great from start to finish, that's just a bold-faced lie. It wasn't. It started very slow, but it got really good about 7 or 8 minutes in. That's all I'm saying. But
I agree with that. No, I agree.
I don't remember any. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, even the way they were like going up the ladders, like climbing up the ladders, they were like tripping, and like there was just like a lot of spots where they just weren't ready. They didn't put the ladders correctly underneath the box. Like, I don't know, but it was good. It just wasn't better than the men's, in my opinion, on this one time. Okay.
Yeah. Usually Now, what I will say is that I think consistently for the past couple of years, I know we've always talked about Triple H booking and that, like, the decisions he makes with the women, but as far as the match quality's gone, that's definitely taken a notch up because, like for a minute, like, you'd have a couple moments in your women's ladder matches and women's rumbles. But for a minute, it was just kind of like, all right, let's get to the end. Like, that's just because of the way they booked it and produced it. And I will say the quality definitely has, like, gone up, I think, 2 notches since then, like, for sure. But yeah, I'm kind of still, I'm gonna have to rewatch both because maybe it was just because I got off work late, I was tired, and I was just
trying to. I watched it late.
The NXT ladder match, the women's NXT ladder match, I forgot what it was called. Yeah. That was actually better to me. Their match.
The women's North American ladder match was better than
that ladder match was pretty good, but
they didn't have any mess ups.
The amount of spots that got messed up with the women was I so very badly want to say it was controlled chaos and they all went out there and knew what they were doing, but it very much did not look like that at the very beginning. Like, it looked like everybody was just scrambling to get a ladder at one point. People are running into each other, hitting each other with ladders, which is the point. And then at some point we have Chelsea go through the ladders. My girl almost unalived herself. Mm-hmm. I'm glad she's okay. Yeah.
There was a spot with EO that it was they messed that.
Oh my god!
Where she got?
Someone check on EO. Someone check on EO.
That last, you can say like that last 7-5 minutes of that match was like, man,
wait, what happened to EO?
Yeah,
what happened to EO?
When she did the power driver,
that power driver through the
bro, and she stood in that. She was in the same position for like a minute, bro. Like she did not get up off her.
She stayed where she was because I've done my research on the ladder matches, and they're incredibly brutal for the women. They said that no amount of
Zoe too.
Oh yeah,
I mean, Zoe's the one who put her head through the fucking ladder. I mean, I know EO.
Yeah, that was tough. Yeah.
One, I hope Zoe's okay for. Yeah. Really,
I think it's more.
That looked like it hurt, and she landed on her neck at one point. It looked like.
Yeah.
So someone who has neck problems like that physically hurt me to watch.
I think it's more so like the women are they're so much smaller than the men. Like the ladders are just going to be more heavier and, just more imposing to their bodies. You know what I'm saying? When they take those bumps, just because of the impact they have to take. So, I thought it was I thought it was the best match on the show. I mean, like the beginning, I'm not going to say the beginning was great, but I mean, overall,
I love Chelsea throughout the whole match. Like I love
Chelsea was the
entire match. So that's what I remember from the first half of the match. I remember her just not being able to go up the ladder. I was like, this girl's freaking brilliant.
She was by far the best performer of the night.
Hell yeah!
I haven't seen a table spot like that. Maybe since the Hardys have been in WWE. Like
that
was insane.
I need them to start using the briefcase as a weapon when they're up there on that on that ladder.
Yeah, don't end up like John Cena.
Yeah, the amount of time they could have just smashed the
pull it down by accident.
Their opponent's head was insane. Like I counted at least 5 or 6 spots where they could have done that, and I'm like, see, this is why I wish I was a wrestler. I would have just. Boom! She would have fallen right off the ladder.
Keep me out of ladder match.
Yeah.
Keep me out of ladder match.
How do they do that without getting hurt? Like, how do they do that? Do they practice that, Paul?
I mean, they practice stuff, but like,
I know it still hurt. I know it still hurt.
Practice, like the impact is just you can't.
Hey, never do a ladder match. I would never do a ladder match. I will never do a ladder match.
Also, side note before we move on, I'm assuming to the other matches. I do want to talk about this real quick because even though it was bad, and even though everybody gets criticized no matter what company, so this ain't none, right? Everybody gets criticized when they mess up, right? Ridge Holland's still getting criticized to this day. He ain't messed up in a minute, right? So
playing fantasy.
I do want to touch on something Triple H said that I was watching that just I did kind of want to address, because he did say it sucks that the botch is taking away from the great match they were having before. Because I'm not gonna lie, Seth, I don't know what they shot up in your back, but you was doing springboard sentons and moonsaults. I was like, are we getting back to the
He looked like architect.
Okay,
you fucking child.
You said back shots, bro.
No, stop it. I wasn't the only one. Stop it. Don't point.
Said Seth got getting back shots, bro.
Like, it kind of worked.
But
I know we know what you mean. He got them.
Yeah, but my thing, like, I was like,
athlete
oh,
shot. What's that one athlete shot they give you, like when you you need something that
cortisone.
whatever it's called, cortisone. Yeah, he got a lot of the cortisone, bro.
Because I was like, bro, like, are we going back to prime Seth? And they were making a big deal about it on commentary too, like, oh, he reinvented himself, he added moves to the repertoire. Like, bro was gone 2 months. He's back to prime Seth Rollins. Like, I do feel like the botch. Like, same thing with the triple threat tag with Jey. All anybody talked about was that botch. That botch got talked about more than the fact that people from Scotland won the tag titles. Like, I do feel like that it does suck. Because, like, and Damian Priest was pissed with himself. Like, after that match, you can see him cursing, like fuck.
Yeah, he was mad at himself.
Heated. Because I'm not going to lie. I think, because when I saw it, I'm like, bro, you mean to tell me you forgot to kick out of that weak-ass Falcon arrow that pins nobody?
This is
but then I rewatch it, I think he landed on his neck, and maybe he just got his bell wrong.
That's what I was just about to say. Because if you guys look at it, he did not move for a good, 2 to 3 seconds. Like, he was out, down for the count. Like, he did not move. And you could see that because he normally, when a wrestler, sells the move, there's some kind of consciousness going on within them. Like, you could see them blinking or breathing or something like that. But with Damian last night, you couldn't see any of that. And then when it pans over to more of like a side view, you can see his hand go like this. This is basically signaling something to production or Gorilla.
To get the movement back to his fingers when he's doing
it. Someone was saying that it was his signal for Drew to come out, but now that that's what they have you do when you do go unconscious. They have you move your fingers and your hands to make sure that you're still there. So that's why I think he may have gotten knocked out for a literal split second.
I know what she's talking about. So when the Falcon arrow, you're basically landing in the same position as a senton, right? I wrestle. I'm sorry, so I'm this stupid psychology. So it's basically you're kind of landing on the same way how you do as a senton. You're supposed to have your chin tucked. When he got the Falcon arrow, he landed right on the back of his neck, and your neck kind of connects to every part of your body. So when he landed on the back, he was probably paralyzed for a couple of seconds. That's why he was doing this, to get the feeling back in his fingers. So your neck is connected to there's C1, C2s, and C3s. He probably fucked up his C1 a little bit just to get everything back. So that's why he was
and it sucks.
It's
two things he can't control back. That's the thing I saw a lot on Twitter, because I watched it late, and it was just dang, you watched that, there's no way he just forgot. Something clear.
I thought Drew was supposed to come out.
That's what I thought. I thought Drew's music was supposed to hit. And
I thought it was a production botch.
But even with that, so that's the only thing I will say. Even with that, I get it's happened in WWE, but logically, your music hitting should not stop you from counting. Technically,
no.
I know it's happened.
No.
Babyface logic.
He should still kick out, but.
That's gonna be the distraction. The ref is gonna, look back and what's going on here.
When Sting debuted, the ref stopped counting.
So that's what I
exactly,
thought.
Mo, exactly.
Well, if we're talking about Damian, I don't know how to break it to y'all, but I think he's gonna maintain, or he's gonna retain that title in SummerSlam. I don't think Gunther. And
Lewis.
I love Gunther, you guys.
Lewis. Mirror you, bro.
Breathe.
You gotta think it's about the storyline too. As much as we want to be they're bigger, they should win. We had Liv Morgan beat Nia Jax. Come on.
Yep.
Easy on my king. Easy on our glorious.
I don't think anyone is
Do not compare.
They don't know the lore of this match. Why it's so heartbreaking for me, man. You know.
But I mean,
Yeah.
but no,
I mean, it ain't hard for
anyone
me,
is saying that
but,
it's a
you know.
guarantee that Gunther is just going to dominate and win straight up. I mean, here's the thing. Here's the one. Regardless of how long you think he's going to go or who you think is going to beat him, here's the one guaranteed fact. And I said this in chat last night. Finn Balor's going to fuck Damian Priest.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
don't know when. I don't know against who. It might be Gunther. It might be somebody else. I don't know. But Finn Balor's going to fuck Damian Priest.
If you saw,
No Diddy, bro. Come on.
No Diddy.
I try not to say.
if you saw that little backstage package before Damian even walked out for the match, it panned right up to Finn's face, and Finn looked absolutely pissed.
He
looked
said whatever you
livid.
say, boss. Yep.
He's
Whatever
them
you
demons.
say.
That demon.
And because the
That shit
demon's
dead.
been locked in a box this entire time, ever since he's
Because of
joined
Edge.
Judgment Day,
He's being
that
punished because he keeps losing.
is in a box. He's in a box.
Wow.
So
That-
that demon is gonna start seeping its way out because the demon is part of who Finn is, and that's what people don't understand. Once they make a supernatural moniker version of you in the WWE, that version is always going to be a part of you, and it sometimes is going to be a catalyst. So I have a feeling because he's been locked in a box for so long, it's not Finn Balor that's making these decisions. It's the demon Finn Balor
at this
making
point,
decisions.
Damian Priest is probably hoping the demon comes out because he can beat that loser. He can beat that loser good.
I mean, honestly,
Wow.
the Demon's track record the past couple of times.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
we
After the
know
last time,
G
after
baby
the last
about to
time I
crash
saw,
out.
All you gotta do is play Medellins. That's all you gotta do.
yeah, after the last time we saw
dog.
the last time we saw that demon character was at WrestleMania last year, and when I saw his brains get scrambled and him lose, I don't care nothing about that
G
character
about to
anymore,
pull
bro.
it
Get
was
rid of it.
Vince's
Look.
fault so fast.
Look, it is Vince's fault, but I'm not gonna crash out. I'm not gonna crash out because it's not Finn Balor's fault. They made the dumbest decisions with that character. However, I'm not saying that the demon has to die, but it needs to evolve. Allah, for example, and I don't mean to be, it's not obviously to the same levels, but Bray Wyatt and his characters. After the Fiend lost to Goldberg and them, he had to take, and Randy, because Alexa Bliss started pouring out black goo from her face or whatever, that Fiend character lost his lore. He had to adapt and change that.
Yeah. It lost its intensity. It lost its
Not his lore, but his
It lost its intensity because when it was unveiled about the Fiend and the demon, actually at the very beginning, when the demon was introduced to us, it was introduced as this really intense, really like dark being, and that only another supernatural dark being can defeat it. But then when the Fiend lost to Goldberg, everyone's like, well, it's not he's not any more powerful than, this big, tall 6-foot man. So I can beat him. I can take him. I can chop him down.
Which is why if Finn is going to bring another version, if Finn is going to bring another version of the demon back, I'd be willing to. But if he brings back the same,
I agree.
Demon,
it has to be more intense.
He gotta go on a tear.
Yeah, he gonna have to change the name. He gonna have to be like the Demonator or something, bro.
That demon's
interesting.
What?
He come back as the demon, bro. The demon ain't gonna cut it, bro.
That demon's interesting. Might as well be. That demon's interesting. Might as well be.
At this rate, Pat McAfee could beat the demon, dog.
That's for you, Malik. That's for you, for that name, bro. Come on, bro.
Bro, y'all never seen Drake and Josh, bro? Come on, bro. The Demonator, bro. Whatever.
Yeah, oh, yeah, bring back, yeah.
Yes,
TJ. Samoa Joe beat the demon in NXT.
Shut up, G.
Samoa Joe is like.
Wait, you want to bring Samoa Joe back? You gonna bring Samoa Joe back, G?
Hey, if Samoa Joe,
that's when we should have known the demon was a loser.
If Samoa Joe and Hook finally learned their lesson and come to WWE, I promise you, Samoa Joe is on their roster. I promise you. Hook can go to NXT though. Hook can go to NXT.
Nah, I'm good, gang. I want you can set Ricky Starks. You can set Ricky Starks. I'll be happy.
Isn't he already on the way?
I mean, wait. Cody made calls already. Cody made calls already, bro.
Maybe.
Bro, obviously there's no way he didn't make no calls. I'm not gonna hold you. There's no way he did it.
Right.
How did y'all feel about because I'm
Talk about it, Malik. I know where you're going. Talk about it.
Pains me, bro. My guy, man. My guy, John Cena, bro.
That's
Oh,
not who I thought.
all
Oh,
over
that's not
again.
who I thought. Oh, I mean.
Now we're gonna get to the bloodline stuff. We're gonna get to the bloodline.
That's not what I was talking about either.
We're gonna get to the bloodline. We're gonna get to the Sami Zayn stuff too. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
Oh yeah. We definitely need to get to Sammy, but John Cena retiring. I mean, it's about damn time, low key.
It hurt.
A whole. So, what would y'all like to see? I guess because he's doing a whole retirement tour. I don't know if y'all seen the press conference, but he said that WrestleMania won't be his last. Like it's basically gonna be like a whole
January
year
to
of a tour.
December. He has like
a whole
40,
tour.
40 appearances like scheduled.
So it's gonna be like an entire. No, he won't be. I'm probably say he won't be there all the time, but it'll be like a full like retirement tour.
He'll have his
like,
feud for the big four.
Yeah.
Well, let me say this. I mean, we talk about.
Well, yeah.
You guys, you make fun of me all the time because I'm older than everyone on this pod. I've come to grips with that. I was either 11 or 12 years old when the prototype debuted, and then obviously a little bit further down the line, the Doctor of Thugonomics came along. And as I was watching, I don't think I could have seen this. Listen, fuck you guys. I don't think when I was watching the Doctor of Thugonomics,
I wasn't gonna say anything. They said
I didn't say nothing, bro.
I don't think I could. No one could have ever foreseen this Vanilla Ice wannabe, as he's been called, to become one of the greatest of all time, and he did. It's my childhood going away. Like John Cena's going away. The Undertaker already went away. Orton's going to be going away soon.
Still have CM Punk here.
Shut up.
CM Punk needed to go away last month.
Clobbering time, man.
No one wants him.
It's time to retire.
Thank you.
But here's the thing. Here's what I think is weird about it, because there was this weird dichotomy of Cena going, "I'm announcing my retirement," and all of us collectively going, "Oh no!" But then him immediately going, "Oh wait, no, I didn't mean right now." And you're like, "Well, what the fuck?" Like, I don't know. Like, it's weird that he would use that phrasing. It seems like they were just trying to get a clippable moment out of it. He could have come out and said, "I am beginning my farewell tour," but to lead with, "I am announcing my retirement," but then to say, "Okay, JK, not really," I don't know.
It definitely felt like a marketing tactic to get as many viewers, as many,
But they got a whole shirt.
You gotta hook people in. That's how.
Yeah, they got a whole retirement shirt. They got a.
The towel. Once he showed the towel, I was like, "Oh, okay."
Oh yeah, when he showed.
Honestly, when he showed the towel, I was like, "Oh, nice. They're gonna start setting up his final Mania match. Nice, cool." I didn't think it was gonna be like, well, I figured he was gonna be done, because let's be real, he had a horrible match with Austin Theory. He was struggling. Like,
bro, I don't know if y'all peeped it. I don't know if y'all peeped his run to his wife at the end, bro. He got the old man run already. He running like an old man.
Right, he washed.
The man body beat up, man.
Listen, for the farewell tour, let Cena just say we'll be waiting.
Oh no! You want him to die?
Why
you want him to die?
Lewis, I'm tired of you. You want everyone to die. I'm tired of this.
Gunther might do him worse.
Y'all do this shit every goddamn week, bro.
You goddamn right I will.
He not gonna make it.
I asked for somebody.
Gunther. Listen, bro. I need my guy Cena to go out.
I want to ask y'all a question. And y'all have to pick either or. So pretend there's something to your head that I probably can't say on YouTube. So, would y'all rather have in this last run Cena get that last world title win to get 17? Or, and I'm definitely stealing this from the chat. I appreciate you all know who said it.
Put over Braun Breaker?
Yeah. Or the IC title to become a Grand Slam champion.
I want neither.
IC title.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
I'm cool with the IC title.
If I had to pick it, the IC title would be okay, but he don't need either.
Now, the 17th world title means.
I mean, he doesn't need either of them. But what would you rather see?
Because I'm looking at the landscape of the world title scene. That's why I'm not. No.
Oh yeah. I think if he
he can beat CM Punk on Raw the night after he wins it at WrestleMania.
And and if he beats CM Punk, we'll be waiting, bro. I'm just saying.
Dude, stop.
Hey, bro.
It would have to be like if he's gonna win the world title, they would have to build. No, they would have to build. No, absolutely not. No. They would have to build him up because he hasn't won a match in like 6 years. Bro.
Of course,
like, they gotta build it. They gotta build him up where he feels like at least a little portion of Super Cena again, a little bit. You know what I mean? Like I know he's old now, but like if he were to just come back and win the world title after he just lost to like everybody, like come on, bro. Like you gotta.
No,
at least...
I think ideally, if he won the world title, it would be towards the end, like the Survivor Series, and maybe if they do a special SmackDown. Or a special, I don't know what brand he's gonna be on. So a special Raw, or special SmackDown. Yeah, I think if he is gonna do, obviously you build him up, give him his last CM Punk, Randy Orton, give him a young up and coming match, all that stuff that you probably plan on doing anyway. Do all that, and then I think he can win that world title one time, and then he can be like, "Look, my goal was to win the world title last time. I'm done. I said I would be done in December. Hey, I'm done. I just wanted to prove that I could still win it one more time." And for Cena, honestly, logically, I know it probably wouldn't make the most sense, but we'll all forgive it because it's Cena.
Well, to that end, though, it feels weird to me that the ending isn't happening at WrestleMania. It just feels like for a guy of this caliber, for a guy who's contributed as much to WrestleMania as he has, it feels like the best thing to do for him is to go out on his back at WrestleMania, not in fucking December. Whatever pay-per-view we're doing.
I will counterpoint that. I'll counterpoint that because Cena has said, "I want to retire in England," so they could do a pay-per-view in December in England.
Random.
He probably loves England.
It's the crowd. It's the crowds, bro. The crowd. I think the way I look at it,
pushing for a WrestleMania in England for a minute.
The way I look at it, I look at it like. They'll probably dedicate an entire show to him. If I'm being honest, like an entire like.
If the last show. If the last show was in England, the perfect opponent is literally
all right, bro.
Here, bro.
All right, man. All right, bro.
Why is it a problem that I want people to face?
Why do you want Goat to die? We don't need this.
What are you talking
Take
about?
away his rights.
It's a great way, bro. It's a great.
I feel like when they do this, if he were to win the world title, he would have to put somebody over like a Gunther though to help propel.
It's right here, bro.
He gonna die, bro.
Hey, but if we decide not to do that, you know who I think his last match should be? Real talk.
Ilya?
I think it should be Braun Breaker.
You already know. You already said that, yes, sir.
Braun Breaker. I think that should be his last match.
So y'all cool with that, but y'all not cool with Gunther.
Listen,
even though Braun Breaker is beating
bullshit.
Gunther, even though Braun Breaker has beaten Gunther, he did just lose to Sami clean with one haluva kick on some BS. So he's kind of coming down a couple notches, unfortunately.
I don't care ultimately if he wins titles or what. What I want to see is I care about who I want to see. I got to see Cena versus Orton at least one more time. I got to see Cena versus Punk if Punk can stay on his 2 feet at least one more time. Now that Cena's coming back for his farewell tour, I want Edge to pull himself out of that dredge and come back to where he belongs and face John Cena one more time.
Relax. That ain't happening.
I know it's not, but that would be so great. Like a one-time thing.
Best rival.
Just a one-time thing.
Does Cena plan on fighting the Wyatt 6 one-on-one? Like there's like 5 of them with one of him.
Hey, somebody said that Cena bury them Nexus style.
I would say I don't know if you want Cena fighting the Wyatts, man. That might not be a good idea.
One more time for the good old days.
Listen, Cena versus factions it never looks good for the factions.
Let me cook. Dog. I got this. Nate, you will love me for this aside from the Gunther shit. But bro, have Cena bury Final Testament for the love of fucking God.
Yeah!
His brother is cooking.
His brother is cooking. Oh my God!
I don't think. So a lot of people up here don't like Karrion Cross. Is what it is. Mainly because his booking. They failed him.
If they're not going to do anything with him, just feed him to Cena. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, he can learn more from Cena too in that feud.
They gotta do Cena versus Cody too.
I want Cena to hang those motherfuckers at the same time.
Cena versus Cody.
Cena versus Cody.
They can do a tag match with Cody. Yeah.
They're gonna have the match. That's the passing of the torch of the baby face.
Nick did just make a good point.
I ain't gonna lie. You have Cena lose to Cody. Cody
get
might
Scarlett
be
up there too.
Hey,
I think they should
my
do
guy Dawson made a good point. He said if Jericho can hold a title in 2024, Cena can win 17. I'm not gonna lie, he kind of cooked with that one. I'm not gonna
I agree with that.
If Jericho can hold a title in 2024,
Hi, guys.
Chris Jericho's the head
Fuck
booker in that piece. He gets
Braxton, it's all about how they write them. I have said this. I've preached this many, many times. They can only do what they've been given. If they're given a minimalistic character and say, here, go whole 9 yards with it, they're going to do that. You're only as good as the writing. And the writing lately has been absolute shit. And that's what people don't understand.
It's like this guy's goaded for what he's been getting.
They believe it's strictly on the wrestler, and it's on the wrestler as a whole. No, it's on production, it's on the writing, and it's on who helps them. It's not strictly on the wrestler. So I don't believe that Karrion Cross is shit. I think he's actually great. I just think that the writing he's been given hasn't been the greatest. So anyone who shits on Karrion Cross is amazing. He's great.
Here Jay go with
I've
that
always
eye.
said he
Here Jay go with that eye.
I've always said Karrion Cross fell down a steep cliff after they didn't finish the feud with Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
Always said that cage
I think he fell off a steep.
Then he went.
I think he
went
fell
to
off a
that
steep cliff when he was undefeated and lost to Jeff Hardy while being the NXT
that should have been in
champion.
5 seconds. Should have been in 5 seconds. That nigga ass.
But when they brought him back though, they were kind of making it feel important because he was teasing with Roman and stuff, so it kind of felt like a big deal. But then they didn't do anything.
No,
with
it's not.
He had a good physical strap match. Pause. No Diddy because y'all some fucking children. With Drew, he had a good strap match with Drew, and then they had the cage match at Crown Jewel, and then they didn't end it after that.
Here's what I don't understand too: is that Triple H has shown that if something goes out there and doesn't work, he's willing to change it. Look at Dawn and Fire. They were witches for a month. They weren't getting reactions, so they got rid of the witch shit, and now they're just a regular tag team. So listen, I'm sorry, Canary. I forget your real name. What'd you say your real name was? I'm sorry.
Courtney.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to get your name wrong. Courtney, most of us agree with you that Karrion Cross doesn't deserve to go out there to crickets every night. I mean, he's not terrible. I don't think anyone on this panel thinks he's next level, but he certainly deserves better than the crickets he's going out there and getting. But you're right. The issue is that like they did with Fire and Dawn. And again, it's not just Karrion Cross. I said last week that Santos Escobar and Legado del Fantasma are going out there to crickets every night too. The Street Profits are going out there to crickets every night too. So you have to recognize when things are not working and be willing to change them in the moment. And for whatever reason, like Nate said earlier, Triple H just being fucking stubborn.
What's Karrion Cross? It's Karrion Cross fault. He won't shave his head bald, man. That's what it is. He won't go
That's
bald.
true. That's true
I've
too.
been
That's
saying
true
for
too.
years if that
That's
man
true
went
too,
back
bro.
to bald,
He shave his head bald.
That's true, bro. That's
He won't
true.
go bald.
Another little thing I noticed too.
Nate, watch AOP. Yeah, we would if he was bald. I was shooting.
Come on, bro.
Another thing I noticed too, compared to NXT, he's not as physically imposing and intimidating, visual wise.
Not even close.
Like he does, like his abs look a little like he has to really flex to show his abs. Like before, that was never the problem. Like he
but
really needed to go back.
He was on a brand because if you remember that era of Black and Gold NXT,
a lot of guys were small.
Sitting on their body types, but a lot of them guys were not I want to say skinny and bone, but yeah, scrawny, technical rep. Like that's what that was. You
Indie.
Indie wrestlers, yeah, they were.
Now he's on a main roster where, like, honestly speaking, like I'll give another example. I didn't know Melo was that short till he got to the main roster. I'm not gonna hold it.
It's crazy.
I did not know he was that short.
He's not that short.
Compared to
compared to who he's
compared to the bigger guys.
Compared to the men.
Like when I saw him standing next to Drew McIntyre, I was like, dang.
Well, Drew's a fucking behemoth, bro. I mean,
I know,
dude,
but like,
it's crazy.
Drew could be a starting point guard, bro.
But it's just visually, you look at it and it's like, oh wow, I didn't think you were like low key that small. Like, if I didn't watch you in NXT, like I get why the casual crowd probably looks at Melo and immediately thinks Mick Carter, because if you didn't watch him in NXT, you just see him come up. Yeah, he had that match with Cody, cool, that was great. But then after that, you look at him and it's like, oh, you kind of small, gang. Like, I don't know.
To dive back into the Money in the Bank, how we feel about Sammy Hogan, man? Sammy Hogan running wild.
Relax.
I was about to say, let's not go to the whole.
That's what the internet's saying. I'm saying what the internet's saying, man.
For somebody who's a babyface, if I'm not mistaken, if that's what he's supposed to be, babyfaces are supposed to interact with the crowd. They're supposed to high five, if that's what I'm not mistaken, or we see every babyface do. The one thing that really rubbed me the wrong way with Sami is he basically just ignored everybody that he walked past. Like every fan, every child walked right past them and didn't really acknowledge them. So for me, I was taken back a little bit by that because I've seen him do that so many times before. Like I've seen him interact with the crowd. So that got me thinking, like, are they trying to turn him heel here? Like slowly, little by little. And I notice little things like that all the time, like very small technical things that people think don't matter that actually do matter. Case in point, I'm going to give an example from WrestleMania. I knew Gunther was losing that match from the very beginning, from the moment he walked out.
Yeah, you have to say all that.
and here's why. Because when the camera panned up to his face, he was crying or he looked upset. So I knew he wasn't winning that match. Now, Sami not acknowledging any one of the fans was a little bit of an inkling for me to be like, okay, maybe he's turning heel here soon because this babyface, he's not really going anywhere being the babyface. Like, yeah, he won the IC title, whoop-de-doo, but he's not really doing much with it right now. None of the feuds that he's had have been red hot or extremely fire, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, even the backstage segments with Chad too. You know, he's stepping up to Chad a little bit more too. He is getting edgier.
So that's why I'm thinking, is he turning heel? And we saw portions of that through the match yesterday. I saw him sandbagging Braun Breaker a couple times during the match. So I'm like, I wonder if they're turning him heel here.
Gee, let me say,
Louis, real quick before you go. Well, because it's just a quick little tidbit, because I don't know how many of y'all watched the press conference. I'll blame you if you don't. But there was a backstage interview with Sami Zayn, and it looks like he's finally gonna stop acting like an underdog, even though we know. But he keeps acting like one, because what he said in the promo, he said, after I beat Braun Breaker, there was a lot of people who were surprised, and he sounded genuinely annoyed about, like, I don't know what I got to do for y'all to believe in me when I've already beaten Gunther. I've defended this, that, and the third. I don't know what else I have to do. It sounds like he might be going to a "you people don't believe in me" type turn, but it's something, because our biggest issue: stop acting like an underdog. I saw you beat Gunther. You're not an underdog anymore.
Literally, that's been my issue with this motherfucker's character. If he doesn't become interesting soon, or I've already turned on Sami. I think since he's been champion, I think the reign itself is cool. The way he's presented, I think he's fucking boring. Gang, you main evented WrestleMania, you ended the longest tag team title run ever. Then you went into this WrestleMania, you handed Gunther his first pinfall loss in the main roster, and you ended the longest reigning Intercontinental title reign of all time. And he's still fucking going out there like, you know how many times I've been knocked down. You know how many times people, like, shut the fuck up. You ain't no fucking underdog.
We get it, bro.
We dead ass understand. And what's crazy is you say that you saw that backstage interview with Sami saying this, Sami saying that. We've heard Sami say the same shit over and over again, and ain't shit changed.
Since Elimination Chamber of last year, he's been saying this shit.
Literally, I'm not gonna believe this shit. Sami Zayn keeps talking like he still has something to prove. Like, dude, you're a WrestleMania fucking main eventer. Can you fucking act like it? Can they write him like it? Because
that's the problem. It's like
every time he comes out and he intercontinental check, like, shut up, bro. We get it. Like, you're not.
What he should have told Braun Breaker. I don't mean to cut you off. What he should have told Braun Breaker to fully, like, get away from that underdog shit, he should have told him, I've been watching you. You're nothing but a bully. You haven't beaten anybody. And this Intercontinental Championship makes me the best wrestler in this fucking company, and I'm going to wrestle circles around you because I'm like that. That's how he should be portrayed. That's how he should be saying it. You don't beat Gunther out of all fucking people and expect that people are still going to look at you as this underdog guy who always has the odds stacked against him. Yeah, Braun Breaker is a challenger, but you have to tell Braun Breaker you ain't faced anybody like me yet. Your biggest win, you had an injured Ilya and you faced an injured Ricochet going into the match. Those are your biggest wins. That's what he needs to do. Humble these people.
That's so how would you book him next? Like, what would his storyline be? Because it's
exactly what I said about Braun. Whoever his next challenger is, tell them that. Tell them that. Go ahead.
I just think it needs. It's what you said, yes. And then he needs to just start. Even if you want to keep him babyface, you need to start the slow descent, or actually, I would say speed it up. but you need to start having him believe in himself. Because every time he's came out and talked, like even with the Chad Gable feud, he was making it seem like, oh, Chad Gable, he's motivated. I'm gonna overcome the odds. Like, bro, nobody in the world thought Chad Gable was beating you, bro. You just won the title. You just beat Gunther. Something Gable couldn't do. Why would we believe Gable's gonna beat you?
I want to throw out a more broad point than just Sami, because even going back to Sami at last Elimination Chamber, one of the things that WWE has consistently failed to do for the past 5 or 6 years, and it's been Vince and now it's been Triple H, is strike while the iron is fucking hot. And we thought for 4 years it was because of Roman. We all blamed Roman. Oh, Roman's got to keep holding the title so nobody can win. But now Roman's gone. Braun Breaker is on fire. He's got this kick-ass new entrance theme. The crowd is barking at Sami. He's the hottest thing going in WWE right now, and he just loses clean to Sami Zayn on Money in the Bank. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
He is,
I'm telling you,
and now no win that Braun
favorites out of
Breaker
a hat.
could get. No win that Braun Breaker could get for the Intercontinental title. It doesn't matter if he beats Sami on Raw. It doesn't matter if he beats him next week or the week after. It's never going to feel as good as it would have felt last night, because that's when the iron was at its hottest. And WWE has consistently shown, for whatever reason, they're terrified of doing that. And I just don't understand it.
Triple H is stubborn.
I think, honestly, yeah, Triple H is stubborn, but I also think, to your point, Jay, because I 1,000% agree with you. We said going into that match, hey, I know sometimes we talk about putting people in positions too soon and you already have established guys, but Braun Breaker was one of those instances where,
if they're generational,
I think they should have did, first of all, and it also goes back to I don't think they should have did the match in the first place. You should have did the Fatal 4-Way. That's what Ludwig got hurt, but you should have did the Fatal 4-Way. And if Ludwig got hurt, you could have added Bronson Reed there, or you could have kept it a triple threat. That's what you should have did for Money in the Bank. It's a nice multi-man match that protects Braun, because obviously he doesn't take the pin. Braun can come out tomorrow and be like, you didn't pin me for that title, or clearly. So, and then you can do the SummerSlam match. That's where you paid off. Nothing against Sami. I don't think Sami loses anything. Like, Sami losing does not hurt Sami at all. Actually, him losing probably would have helped that character change he's been needing more than him winning. Honestly, so
him losing,
I'm with you on that 100%, Jade.
Him losing would make him go to the position he should have been in already, which is the main event scene. That's where he belongs. He's a main event guy holding the Intercontinental Championship. It's the same situation we were in with Gunther. Gee, don't make that face. The dude's a WrestleMania main eventer, bro. Come on.
He is a WrestleMania main eventer. He is a WrestleMania main eventer, and I'm not.
He's a main event guy holding the IC title.
And if you think about it, he only lost to Roman Reigns.
He hasn't been booked that way, but sure.
I feel like I really wanted Braun Breaker to win. I wanted him to destroy Sami Zayn. I can't wear it myself. I wanted him to destroy Sami Zayn.
I want him to fold him.
I don't think that's really the end of Braun Breaker. I still think he'll be fine. Because Braun Breaker, like you said, somebody said he's a generational talent. Like, he just has the it factor. So even though he lost to Sami Zayn, there's still going to be big plans for him. I still believe that they had big plans for him. Sami Zayn is kind of like, I don't know how to feel about Sami. Like, I don't dislike him, but it's just like you said, the underdog stuff. It's just like, I get that's kind of his stick, because that was always kind of his stick in NXT and everything. Like, he's the ultimate underdog and underground. Like, I understand it, but it's like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like if he continues to beat these people who are more intense than him, have more believability when it comes to their characters as being more ferocious, they're going to run out of people eventually. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's going to go through the whole roster.
Can you imagine how differently we would look at Daniel Bryan if he still acted like an underdog after he became?
See, that's perfect. That's
do you realize? And aside, look away from Kofi's booking. When Kofi won the WWE Championship, he instantly went into "I'm him" mode. Like, bro, the next night after he won the title, put his title on the line in a title for title scenario. He had that confidence, like, I'm that motherfucker now. I'm that guy to beat. The problem with Sami is he doesn't act like he's him.
That's perfect, Lewis, because
not the victim.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's perfect, because the way AEW books Bryan Danielson is how WWE should be booking Sami Zayn. Not to that extent, because they're in completely different tiers. Like, Bryan is legitimately a Hall of Famer, but like, Bryan has his underdog moments, but that's because of his body, and he's getting beaten down. Like the story they're telling in the Owen Hart Classic, Like, he's not an underdog, and he's not fighting from underneath because, you know, that's just naturally what he is. It's because his body's breaking down, and that's a story they're telling. So with Sami, I'm like, show everyone you're just a great wrestler. And you can have those moments where it's like, oh my God, like Sami's body is starting to give up on him because he's pushing himself so hard. But Sami needs to be presented as like, like you said, I'm him. Like, I'm that dude in this division. Like, this is my division. I beat Gunther. I beat Chad Gable. I just beat Braun Breaker. Like, this new hot act. That's how they should present Sami Zayn. They need to present him, like you said, like he's him.
Yeah, they need to, and maybe that's the issue with him. Maybe he just needs to be more presented as a serious component. Like, if you're gonna be a type of baby face, once you achieve the ultimate goal, you got to start acting like that's past you now. You know what I'm saying? Like, Cody finished the story, and one of the main things that I was glad they stopped with him was that he stopped talking about his dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, you did what you did for your father. That's in the past now. You accomplished it. Now focus on yourself. Focus on
that dude
what
was
you're
in
doing.
MSG with his dad's title, holding that shit up, still crying, man.
He was happy as hell.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a moment. But as far as like promos,
I
like,
will
leading
say
up,
though, like Cody is acting like he's him. Like, he told Logan Paul, like, I'm Cody Rhodes, bitch.
yeah.
Like, he's being presented like, bro, I'm that motherfucker. I run this shit. That's what we need Sami Zayn to do. Like I'm the champion. Y'all want to face me? Like, I'm the guy you got to be worried about. Not him. Like, I run this bitch. But he's still acting like he's the champion, but not acting like the champion. Like, he faced
not.
Braun, and he's like, you're an obstacle. Like, I have to somehow beat you. No, Braun has to somehow beat you. You're the guy. You're the man. Start acting like it. And
he needs to look at it. He needs to look at his best friend Kevin Owens, who goes out there for a main event match and stares Jacob Fatu down his throat for 5 solid minutes. Like, Kevin Owens is like, "Come on, get in here. I ain't fucking scared of you. Get in here and swing."
He needs to be fearless. And that man is very fearful. Like, he needs to be a fearless champion, and that is not what he is. He is. I'm not going to say that he's weak because he's not weak, but he's boring. He doesn't draw attention to him. He doesn't have any gaslights himself 24/7. Like, he is best friends with Kevin Owens, but can't see him to get an edge on him at all, period. Can't see him to be that mean bone in his body. And that is exactly what he needs in order to keep him as this interesting champion. But right now, we're all losing interest in him because it's the same BS over and over and over again. Yeah, I was on the bottom, but I came out on top. I'm going to drop to the bottom again, and I'll come back up on top again. It's the same, song and dance, and we're tired of it. We want something new. We want a remix. We want something.
It seems like a simple twist. It seems like a simple thing that they would have to do. And you bringing up Kevin Owens, like, it reminded me of their little tag title run, and that's when I thought Sami was the most interesting. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I love them. Yeah.
I just wish that the world title picture and the mid-card title picture could both be on fire and interesting at the same time. Because when Roman was champion, taking all the time off, the U.S. title and IC title were carrying Raw and SmackDown forever, and they were the most interesting things on those shows. And now that we have gone the other direction, now the world title pictures are on fire, but no one gives a shit about Sami. Logan Paul's off in Puerto Rico swimming in his pool and only shows up every 3 months. And Logan Paul is great when he shows up, but that doesn't do us any good when he doesn't show up. And so I just wish they could get both things going at the same time. It's frustrating as hell.
It's like
you either get a great world title picture or a great.
I feel like Sami Zayn.
Another thing.
Go ahead.
Well, it's just real quick. It's just another thing to add. I think a big reason why that mid-card scene was important because you had to have a bunch of main eventers fighting for it. Because if you weren't fighting with Roman and you weren't in the Bloodline vortex of duel, what else was you gonna do? That's why you
get that ass whipped.
Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley. Hey, shout out Gunther though. Shout out Gunther. He made it work barely fighting main eventers. Like, he fought Sheamus and he fought Drew and then he fought them together. But like, other than that, it was a bunch of. It was like Shinsuke, Ricochet. I think Madcap Moss got a match.
Moss,
yeah, like he made that work fighting barely any main eventers. So shout out
Xavier Woods, Rey Mysterio.
Well, what Sami Zayn reminds me like how Seth Rollins was last year's champion. It's just Seth Rollins had the confidence and Sami Zayn doesn't. Like, they're both the type of babyface champions where it's like it's gonna take a lot to beat them. You're gonna like really have to unleash your full bag and more so because they're the type of baby faces that have so much grit and so much heart. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna take a lot to take them down. It's just when Seth Rollins was the world champion, you felt like he was the world champion. You know what I mean? Like you felt like he was like he'll take on anybody. I'll go to NXT. Whoever wants to smoke, come get it. You know what I mean? Like I'll defend the title anywhere. Sami Zayn, he'll fight anybody. Like he's not gonna back down from any challengers. But it seems like he maybe still doubts himself sometimes. You know what I mean? Like so maybe kind of doubts his believability.
It's just it just angers me because the whole premise of the Intercontinental Championship has always been like the workhorse, like you are labeled that like technically the best in-ring performer they got. Like you are the best wrestler bell to bell. And we know Sami Zayn can be that. If you look at Sami Zayn and say he's WWE's best bell to bell wrestler, I don't think anybody would have a problem with it. The problem is you don't fucking act like it. You fucking dweeb. Fucking act like it.
I think that's the main issue. I think they gotta do like a whole switch with him. Man. I don't know what they can do, but maybe they'll have it figured out. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to wait and see what happens with him. So, Bloodline stuff. I think that's the last match we got to talk about. We talked about the other matches. Anybody in here? Well, I was one of the people that said Solo was going to pin Cody. I don't know if anybody else said that was going to happen. But
I did. Yeah.
I thought it was kind of obvious in my eyes. Kind of when they were kind of teasing it, I felt like, all right, that's how they're going to do it. Like. The exact way it went down is like how I envisioned it in my mind. I was like, the Bloodline is going to do something where they cheat or something like that, and then they're going to help Solo get the victory, and then he's going to pin Cody.
Hey, Mo, Solo moving you, Mo? Solo moving?
I hate to say it publicly. Some boys moved me the last couple weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Why you still got to be Thumbboy, man? We got to get rid of that name, man.
No.
I got a new name. I got a new name. Shout out Tio. Shout out Tio. Whoever commented on Tio's shit. Fake Suge Knight. That's our new name.
Fake Suge Knight.
Fake Suge Knight's crazy.
That's wild.
I didn't predict that Cody was going to take the pin in that, but it makes sense. I mean, Cody isn't. He's great, and he comes off as a real badass in the ring, and he's super confident. But he's not the kind of character that when he gets pinned, you're like, oh my god, he got pinned like Roman. You know, when Roman got pinned by Jey, it was oh my fucking god. You know, Cody's never going to be like that. Cody can take a pin; it doesn't fucking matter. So
I still don't want to see it.
In the end, it doesn't really matter. My whole thing is
y'all missing the point, man. We're gonna see it because it's gonna let the Roman Reigns come back, man.
Let me jump right on that because I can't see anything right now because all I can see is that fucking beat dropping and Roman Reigns coming out.
I was waiting for it last night.
I can't see anything happening right now. Solo is doing great work, and Jacob Fatu is going to be a superstar, and Tama Tonga is funny as hell in the ring. I love watching that dude wrestle, watching him sell an RKO. Looks like he's selling for his life. I love the entire Bloodline. Again, Tonga Loa needs to get his timing down a little bit, but that's beside the point. That's easily fixed. My only concern is now, obviously now we move on with Solo and Cody. My only concern is now what we do with Randy and KO. I don't need to see Randy and KO brawl with the Tongans every week. I just don't need to see it. So we need to make sure we do something different with them because that's going to be stale as shit.
You don't have to worry about that. I mean,
we all assume that Randy's going to be coming after Cody after all this Bloodline stuff is over. That's going to be great. But between now and the time that the Bloodline stuff is over and Orton is feuding with Cody, I'm a little bit iffy on what they're going to do with Orton and KO between now and then. But last night was great. I loved it. Loved everything about it. Jacob Fatu was awesome. Cody was awesome. Randy and Kevin. I love when Kevin kept getting pulled back and he's like, okay. And then he'd go back and he'd go, okay. And then he'd go back on him again. Everything about that match was spectacular. I loved it. It wouldn't change a thing.
I'm not too.
I felt like it was a bit of a flat finish for the main. I don't know. Like I felt like them putting on the main event that way. I expected something to happen after the match. I wasn't sure if it was a Roman return or something else, but it just felt like an abrupt end to the show. That was just me. I don't know.
I think it was more so the end the show, not on the happy ending. Because there's some people who didn't think Cody was gonna take the pin. Like they didn't like no way Solo was gonna pin Cody Rhodes. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not gonna happen. It's like bro, like that's gonna happen.
To your point, Mel. If that wasn't going to be the main event, I'm assuming you think the men's or the Priest Seth Rollins match because of the way the cash in worked would have been
women's Money in the Bank. Women's Money in the Bank. That's what I would.
I'm not gonna hold you. I'm gonna keep it a bug with you, Mo. I'm gonna keep it a bug with you, Mo. That to me is a hindsight. Oh, after I've seen all the matches, that shit.
Yeah,
They've never. I don't think they've ever main evented
No,
a Money in the Bank
Money in the
match. They're usually the first
You have
ones.
to.
over. They usually open.
You have to.
Not
Like you have to put like Becky or something or Charlotte in that.
It would literally have to be like a Becky,
Brock
Rhea,
Lesnar.
Charlotte, Bianca, Jade.
Yeah, it had to be All Star. They have to do like an All Star Money in the Bank.
All-star
Yeah,
lineup.
yeah,
Right,
like,
all-star
CM,
lineup.
CM Punk, Seth Drew should have been, or Damian Drew.
That
That
should have been the main event, and
Yeah,
they
That
should have
could've.
swapped
That could've.
places on the match
could've.
card because that 6-man tag team should not have been
I
the
was
main event.
bored.
I was so bored. Like I was too. Like I was sitting there. I was playing with my wall at one point because I was so
The
bored.
wall is
The
crazy.
wall is crazy.
Oh,
The wall,
Shout out to the wall.
oh, shout out to the wall.
Hey, get off her.
Oh my god.
Hey, I watched it late as hell, so it was like 4:00 when I watched it, bro. I was about to fall asleep. I saw maybe like 25% of that match. Like
Now
It
they
was-
would
it was
have
cool.
had
They could-
Jay come out.
It was a standard 6-man tag. It wasn't crazy.
yeah, it was.
No,
very
yeah,
standard
I think
WWE
it was supposed to be the way it was. I think it was more so because Cody's been very protected since he's come back. He's only been pinned by 4 guys since he's come back to WWE. So
Yeah.
Solo's not one of them. So I think it was more so of just the shock factor of because I don't think a lot of people genuinely believe that Solo was going because there are people who still don't look at him as a threat and believe that he's on that level. So a lot of people don't think Solo was going to pin Cody, but everything Solo's been doing is literally a copy and paste of what Roman did. The character
Yeah.
work and the way he's been winning. It's literally a copy and paste. So that's exactly what they're going to do. So the way I've envisioned it, he's going to continue to copy and stuff and do what Roman does. Believe he's that guy. He beat Cody Rhodes the way that Roman was winning matches all those years, and I think they're going to set up. It's going to be the exact same way at SummerSlam. It's going to be that setup, and then I think Roman's going to hit where he's going to prevent it from happening. Like it looks like Solo's going to win because the Bloodline is outnumbering him, and then of course Roman comes out and they do whatever the stare down or whatever they do after that. I don't know, but that to me was kind of the envision of what I've been seeing for the last couple of weeks, planning to see, especially with the promos been cut. Like you lost the title, I got to get back the title for the Bloodline, and Roman hasn't said anything since WrestleMania. We haven't even seen a tweet.
Title. If I'm Roman, I'm like, who the our title? Who the fuck?
You were here last.
You know what I do?
It supports the Bloodline. You know what I'm saying? It supports the family.
No, but he says our title, bro. If I'm Roman, I'm like, who said this was ours? What the fuck?
But you know what I do? You know what I do worry about though, when it comes to Solo? What I do worry about is what's going to happen after. Because I don't think Roman, unless The Rock is like the catalyst for why Solo wins this feud, I don't think Roman is going to lose before they face The Rock. That's just me. And so I worry about how Solo is going to be looked at after he deals with Roman and them. Because in a perfect world, because Roman definitely doesn't need the win, in a perfect world, Solo wins this feud. That helps solidify Solo. But I just worry about their direction because I don't see anything for Solo. Like, I think anytime we talk about Mania, I don't think Solo's ever been brought up. Like, as far as what his plan and direction is going to be for that show. I don't think he's winning the Rumble.
Good point.
I worry about what Solo is going to happen. What's going to happen to Solo after all of this? Like, because right now, I think in the early stages, he was doing a really good job of making us want to see Roman come back. Once that goal gets achieved and Roman comes back, I hope Triple H has a plan, because after seeing that documentary, you didn't even have a match for Cody going into this Mania. So I hope you have a plan for Solo, but I definitely worry.
The way Rock wanted. I hate taking any information from that documentary after learning that they had to reshoot it because The Rock didn't like how he looked. Fuck you, Rock. Like, give me a fucking break. Here's the thing. I don't take any information from that documentary. I think it was all bullshit. I don't think it. I think they want us to believe that, oh, we need to take it seriously. And, oh, my God. Oh, look how hard they work. Oh, my God. They care about the fans. Fuck you. That was to save face. I don't want to hear it. I'm not even watching the goddamn thing. I don't care. So I'm not taking any information. Sorry, where's my do-rag? I don't care about the behind the scenes thing. But
James Lewis.
To your point about that's right. To your point about we haven't thought about what Solo's going to do at Mania. I mean, speaking for myself, not speaking for anyone else, G, you're right. I've given no thought to what Solo's going to be doing at WrestleMania this year. I've thought about Roman. I've thought about The Rock. I've thought about CM Punk. I've thought about Seth Rollins. I haven't given a thought. But, I don't think it would be hard to get Seth Rollins. What I don't need to see I just went cross-eyed thinking about it. If we get all the way to WrestleMania and we're doing Kevin Owens versus Solo Sikoa, I might throw myself out a window.
Imagine, bro.
Bro,
I don't really
Kevin
have
Owens
honestly.
going to SmackDown.
What do you mean that's not going to happen? Kevin Owens has been wrestling the Bloodline for 4 years. To just
No. Yeah, I feel
when
where
they
you're
made
coming
the
from.
trade for Jey Uso, and I all thought, oh yeah, Cody's gonna go to SmackDown. That's the logical trade. And it was Kevin Owens. I was like, bro, he about to feud with these niggas again. Because what else is he gonna do? Like, my goodness, bro. This bro has been fighting this crew for 4 years. Bro.
4 years, bro.
Oh,
Since the very beginning.
he need to go back to Raw.
I look at it. I'm
IC
looking at
title
it.
or something.
Hold on, I'm looking at it like somebody. I'm not really too worried about what they're going to do with Solo, because if there's one thing they showed in the last 4 years is that they value this Bloodline storyline more than anything in the WWE. So I don't think they would be presenting Solo like this and investing all this time into Solo if they really weren't going to push him up as one of the next top guys. Like, I just don't see them doing that. Like, whether he wins the feud or not, like, everybody who's been involved in the Bloodline stuff, that's literally been the main focus of the WWE since the pandemic. Like, before the fans even have come back, whether you're in it or you got to be one of the people that get destroyed by it within the process. So I'm not really I don't know now. As far as WrestleMania, I don't know what he does at WrestleMania. I mean, I'm not really sure. But I don't think Solo will be in a bad spot. I think he'll be in a very secure spot at this stage, especially after Roman comes back.
Because apparently, unfortunately, the rumor is Rock and Cody at WrestleMania. Do they possibly do Roman and Solo and save it for Mania?
They might. I mean,
like a SummerSlam. Where else could you do it?
Man, I was thinking maybe Bad Blood. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
The name of the pay-per-view stuff.
Okay,
That's maybe what I was thinking, but I mean, because like I said, the Bloodline storyline's all long-term stuff, you know what I mean? So, like, they stretched shit out far, you know what I'm saying? They stretched Cody stuff out for a year. So, I mean, maybe they could stretch it out to Mania if the plan is Rock versus Cody. They could do that, especially with Cena now being back. If they're not going to do Cody versus Randy, they could do Cody versus Cena at Mania. Maybe that could be an authentic plan as well. So, I mean, that's not a crazy thing to say, Mo. I don't think that's a crazy thing to say, because who's to say Roman still might be on a part-time schedule. So just because he's come back, you know what I'm saying, he might, it don't mean he'll be there from SummerSlam all the way until WrestleMania, you know what I mean? So, and I look at it as maybe that doesn't have to be like a one-time match. I mean, if Solo was to get the first win, he could beat him at Bad Blood, and then Roman could, I don't know, disappear. Or if they beat him in War Games, Roman could disappear again, you know what I'm saying? And kind of maybe Roman looks at it like he has to kind of repackage himself, like, all right, I gotta come back something different. I don't know.
I think people also have to remember, storyline wise, within the Bloodline, Solo is that one guy Roman never wanted to cross either, which makes Solo that much more of a threat, because Roman actually wouldn't say fears Solo, but he respected the threat that he posed. So
Solo
it makes a lot
also
more
wasn't
sense.
handpicked by Roman Reigns. Solo was handpicked by the elders of each of the families. So he doesn't come from Roman's pickings like the Usos did. He handpicked them to be a part of the family, even though they are actually family. He handpicked them. Whereas with Solo, he literally just showed up, and it was told to us maybe a week or two later why he was sent and who sent him, because we all just thought it was the call up from NXT. We didn't think that it was going to be any story behind it, that he was just called up like everybody else. But then lo and behold, it was shown to us he was sent here by the elders of the family to basically protect Roman Reigns and keep him in line as the enforcer. So that's what people don't understand about Solo. He was there to enforce Roman's intensity, enforce him being this, drunk with power person that he was for 2 years, which made him the tribal chief and the most untouchable champion we've ever had. Because we saw anyone and everyone go up against him, but no one could do it. No one could get the job done by themselves. It took a group of people and a man to say, I need to finish my story to get that title off of him. It wasn't one person. It took maybe 5 or 6 people. So for that, it's going to take another 5 or 6 people to break down whatever tribal chief is in charge. And at this point in time, it's Solo.
It's all within the story details. You mean like the bloodline has been Solo has now built the bloodline of the people that he wants around him. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
The people that want to protect him. He's picked Jacob as the enforcer, Tama Tonga's the right hand man. And the way I look at it, I think Solo should win the first match against Roman, and I think it should be how Roman was beating all those people all those years. Like, he's gonna be outmatched when he goes up against Solo, because this new bloodline, they don't acknowledge Roman Reigns. They haven't came out and said that we acknowledge Roman Reigns. They acknowledge Solo. So, and everybody else who was in the OG bloodline, Jimmy's not around, Jay's doing stuff by himself, Sami Zayn's doing IC title stuff, so they're not around Roman Reigns right now. That's not their focus. So I look at it as Solo is going to outpower him with the bloodline, beat him, and then, you know, that will kind of maybe lead to Roman Reigns getting back the old bloodline to go up against him in War Games. But whoever is the tribal chief, I think everybody should know at this stage, is never going to probably win clean. That's not the concept of what the tribal chief is. Nobody said the tribal chief was going to be a dominant force to be reckoned with, like a Brock Lesnar, where I'm unstoppable by myself and you can't stop me. The bloodline is there, structured there to protect whoever is wearing that Ula follow. Whoever is wearing that damn thing, they're there to protect that person. That's their sole purpose in life, is to protect whoever is the tribal chief. So, of course, they're going to win time and time again cheating. That's how it's supposed to be. They're not supposed to win by themselves. Roman Reigns may have did it in the beginning, but that was more to establish his reign as champion. But the last 2 years of his reign, if Solo was there every match. Solo had to be there every match. That was more important than anything. If Solo had a match, even if Solo had a match before, he better make sure he's there when Roman wrestles. You know what I'm saying? Like, you better make sure you're there when I'm in the ring. So that's the sole purpose of the story. And I think some people just continue to miss that purpose of it. You know what I mean? Like, Solo now believes he's the tribal chief. So of course, these people with him, they're going to sacrifice themselves before they even Solo gets sacrificed. You know, same with Roman. Like, when Roman was in charge, everybody else had to sacrifice themselves to better what the family needs. You know what I'm saying? Like, the tribal chief is what the family needs, is what the bloodline needs. That's the whole concept of it.
Yeah.
But he was losing matches. See, but and somebody in the chat saying the Solo losing matches. We get that Solo was losing matches last year all those times, but at the end of the day, none of that mattered because he was the enforcer. If he hadn't been there for Roman Reigns would have lost a long time ago. He'd have been lost that championship. If he wasn't there for Drew, if he wasn't there at Clash of the Castle, Drew McIntyre had him beat. You know what I'm saying? It was over with. If he wasn't there at WrestleMania 39, Cody Rhodes would have finished the story there. You know what I mean? Like, if he wasn't there before Jimmy had come out during the Jey match SummerSlam last year, Jimmy was dogging Roman. You know what I'm saying? So, LA Knight, like all these people you look at, the Fatal 4-Way, he even came out in a Fatal 4-Way match. You know what I'm saying? Like a Fatal 4-Way match where there's other components, you know what I'm saying, that could have did something to kind of screw over something, you know what I mean? So it's more so of it's this whole bloodline stuff is strictly just storyline stuff. They don't do stuff that doesn't make sense of what adds to the purpose of the storyline. Some people may not like it, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to like it, and that's fine. But everything that goes in is within the storyline purpose. So, I mean, nothing that they've done so far has surprised me. Like Solo coming out with that Ula Fala yesterday, I was like, oh damn. This dude really think he's that guy right now. That's crazy. Coming out with the damn necklace and even the walk. He kind of come in the ring with that slow walk and stuff. And he kind of mean-mugging people nowadays. Like, this dude really think he's that guy. So the only other person that can step up and say he's not is Roman Reigns. But he ain't been nowhere since WrestleMania. So if it ain't going to be him, who else is going to stop him? So
it's also too, like, going back to what Courtney said. I never thought of it like that, but it really does make sense how Solo was also there enforcing Roman to be a lot more aggressive, because when we look at the later part of Roman's title reign, he kind of got a little bit softer. Like with Jey, the build up with Jey, you know, like he was letting Jey walk freely, and Solo's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, lay this motherfucker out, bring back that intensity. And if we look, you know, back at this year's WrestleMania, when Roman was like laying there on the ground, like Solo was like, bro, get up, like finish the job, like you need to get up. Like get in there, like go back to being you. Yep. So now I also feel like what Courtney said really opened my eyes, because Solo is still playing his enforcer role, because now he's bringing back the intensity that the tribal chief should have. Roman kind of got a little bit more relaxed in this title reign. Solo's like, nah, we're gonna be stepping on your neck the entire way through. That's how it's gonna be. Yeah. So he's bringing that back. And
not to mention too, Roman Reigns said Solo was next tribal chief too. Like, he said that.
No, he didn't. He said Jey was next in line to be tribal chief. Only when Jey left the bloodline was Solo next in line.
Yeah, but Jey didn't want it though. He said he didn't want it. So Solo
Doesn't
was
matter.
next.
Within that family, it doesn't matter if you want the title or not. You are given that title. Roman even said he didn't want to be tribal chief. They made him tribal chief.
Yeah.
The elders did. He even said it doesn't matter if you want the title or not. Once it's bestowed upon you, you have that title for the entire remainder of how long they think you should be. He even said he even told when Jimmy or Jay, whichever one of the twins, when they first unveiled the bloodline, I don't want to have to do this, but they're making me do this. I have to do this.
I would love to see Jay as tribal chief.
I would too, because I feel like
I'd
he would do great.
Yeah, I like to see him win the title first.
Yeah, he gotta get a couple.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That main event.
That whole Jey Uso's tribal chief. That's in the past.
Jey Uso, congrats! You're the current Dolph
But
Ziggler.
that's what people keep
Relax.
saying.
All right, Lewis. All right,
it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
It's in the past. It doesn't matter anymore. When they're constantly hopping in that time machine, going to the past, pulling stories from it, and bringing it to nowadays. So you can't just say the past is the past with the WWE, because the past very much so matters with nowadays and what storylines are being conveyed. It doesn't matter if it's a past from like 2 months ago. It's still going to matter in some storyline somewhere. So don't say the past is the past. It doesn't mean anything.
If they address it, then it means something. But Jey Uso ain't no tribal chief right now. He hasn't won anything to prove that he's a tribal chief.
Eventually,
he hasn't done. He hasn't done whatever needed to be did. So he need to prove that he can level up. Like the last month or so, Solo done proved that he can level up more than Jey has the last year as far as winning. So they need to prove that Jey is
WWE champion less time than Brian Kendrick. Right?
Solo also has like 3 other people behind him.
No.
That's the thing though. Like Jey needs to, if he wants to step up in that position, he's gonna have to understand this is what it takes. But he said he didn't want it. You know what I mean? So he doesn't really care about being the tribal chief. He left.
Hey Lewis, you called Jey Uso what? You called him Dolph Ziggler?
My boy Dolph.
Hey.
Dad didn't want to get clapped by Brian Six, but he did.
Hey, but
should have never turned on his family. Wouldn't have that problem.
Hey, facts. And Lewis, you called what's his face Dolph Ziggler? Hey, at least Dolph Ziggler has a world championship.
Relax, bro. Fuck you.
Yeah, that is true.
Fuck both y'all.
Got a mid card title too.
Hey, Dolph Ziggler won the Money in the Bank match. I don't know if we can say the same thing.
Listen, Jey Uso has as many Money in the Bank he has less Money in the Bank wins than Austin Theory. Let me just say that.
So you mean to tell me Baron Corbin can be a Money in the Bank winner, but Jey Uso can't?
Oh my God.
Bro, they gave Otis won the Money in the Bank, bro. Otis had the Money in the Bank, bro.
By accident.
Otis.
He just caught that.
I don't want to hear
he did catch
about
it, though.
main event Jey Uso ever again, man.
So did Carmella.
Hey, he can't be opening card Jey Uso either. He can't even win the opener.
James Ellsworth won a Money in the Bank ladder match before Jey Uso.
he went for Carmella.
Y'all are nasty.
He went for Carmella.
That makes me.
I mean, it's all true. It's all true.
Mo,
it's all true.
It's all true. Oh no.
The main issue we've always had with Jey Uso is just they keep calling him main event Jey Uso, but he doesn't excel in the main events. He loses every time.
You know what's crazy? Gender's closer to being a Grand Slam than Jey Uso ever will be right now.
Hey, don't hinder the gender.
But
you know what else I hate about?
I think it's mainly the nickname with Jey, bro. They gotta get rid of the nickname.
No, but
the nickname gotta go.
You know what I hate about them calling him main event Jey Uso? Not only of the fact that he doesn't win, he wanted to get away from the bloodline of Roman so bad. Who started calling you that, gang? Who gave you that nickname in the first place, gang? Your tribal chief.
You talking about hypocrite? You talking about hypocrite Jey Uso? Hypocrite Jey Uso?
I'm saying, bro.
Don't you dare
That's
call
why
that
I
man
hate.
Oh no.
That's why I hate the nickname. Because he's been trying to get he quit WWE fade wise because he didn't want to be in the bloodline no more. But he keeps calling and he does the spear. Who he got from his tribal chief?
Hey, Courtney, I'm gonna keep calling him hypocrite Jey Uso because the moment he went over to Raw with that main event Jey Uso nickname, the first person he really wanted to throw hands with was Gunther, a mid-card champion. He ain't gonna make it better.
Hey, easy.
His ass out of
here. Easy now.
But Gunther, it's Gunther though.
Yeah.
He's not
it's
just
Gunther.
anybody.
Listen,
It's Gunther,
That
but-
should have made
He's
it
strong.
Gunther is
Hey, man.
Jey
He
Uso
elevated
felt
that title.
twice.
It's more so. I think it's more so. It's just a nickname for. If he didn't have that nickname attached to him, like it would be different. But it's like they
Shout out to Roman
why
for
they keep
making
calling
him
him
main
main event
eventer.
Jey Uso. He hasn't done anything in the
He
main
can
event.
be called
Damn.
Yeet
It
Boy.
just proves
Yeet
that it's
Boy,
not
Jey-
always
Yeet
about
Boy.
their wrestling. It's more so about their persona, their character.
Yeah, their presentation. Yeah, it's the presentation of him.
So
Like,
it's one of
It
those.
shows that
things-
Triple H is
Presented to
stubborn
lose.
as fuck.
yeah, it's like
Yeah,
it's
you're
like
right,
somebody.
Nate. Hey, Nate, you're 100% right.
Somebody said that's what he is, bro.
I'm with you.
He's the Buffalo
I'm with you.
Bills.
Who the he
He's
the Buffalo Bills, bro?
He's the
Relax,
Buffalo
bro.
Bills,
Relax,
man.
relax.
He's the Buffalo Bills, bro. It can't be
Easy,
done.
easy.
Gets close, but never gets it done.
I look at it no, honestly, bro. The way I'm looking at it now, I just genuinely think that they probably never. I don't think they ever expected Jay to get this popular. And the way I'm looking at it, I don't think they view Jay as a top guy material. I just don't think they
Hey,
view
so
him
you
as that.
telling me
Line,
Jey
you know-
Uso's?
They view him
Hey, so
only
you telling
as
me
an
Jey
extension
Uso's
of
Joel
his brother.
Embiid?
No. I got a better comp, bro. He's
know, he got
Anderson.
past- no, he
He's
got past
Anderson.
second round.
He's Anderson Varejao because it don't matter what brand he's on, he still can't win. He still can't win. Anderson Varejao went. Anderson Varejao went to Cleveland and Golden State so many times and still couldn't win,
He's
bro.
the
That's
60s
who he is.
legend.
Y'all some
That's what he is.
haters.
He's the 60s
Y'all some
legend.
haters.
God damn.
I'm a proud.
Man, it's
Jey
his
hater.
presentation, man. They make us do this. It's his presentation.
Triple H's
man.
fault, bro. It's that ball motherfucker.
Everyone has options.
They try not
Big
to crash
nose,
out right
bald
now, bro.
headed.
Like the last year and a half, his popularity's continued to rise. But every time he's thrown in that championship picture, he loses. Every time you think it's his opportunity, I'm like, all right, Jay Money in the Bank. Like this was perfect for him. I'm like,
Jey
okay,
Uso's
this
Dak
is
Prescott.
perfect.
Folds when
This
he
is
faces
perfect.
Dak is crazy.
Jey Uso's Dak Prescott. Folds when he
But
faces Tom.
you know what's
No,
crazy
we're not
about Jey
throwing. No,
Uso?
we're not throwing that. We're not throwing that on Jay, bro. We're not throwing that cowboy shit on Jay, bro.
That
We
can
already
stay on
got a
Liv
Dallas
Morgan.
Cowboy.
That can stay on Liv Morgan. However, this
Don't
was the
do that to
problem.
my boy. Don't do that to my boy.
This was the problem all along with Jey Uso. How all of this could have been fixed. You had COVID in a time where Jeff Hardy and the worst version of Sami Zayn was winning the IC title. Why
Hey,
didn't Jey
no,
Uso win
no,
the IC
I'm
title?
sick of you.
no,
I'm sick of you.
I
underrated.
did not like that version.
That is
of Sami
underrated.
Zayn. I did not like that version.
That is underrated.
Conspiracy,
bro.
Sami Zayn.
2021,
Conspiracy.
2020, that's
I did
one of
not
his
like
best
that version.
versions, bro.
Me,
Worst
not
version of
against
Sami
it.
Zayn is
Every chance you
2019.
get to slander Jeff
2018,
Hardy. I'm tired
2019,
of
that's
you.
the worst version.
I mean, sure, that's fine. So it's probably not the worst. But Jey Uso, there is no reason that Roman with the Universal title, Jey Uso, they was calling him main event Jey Uso, then right hand man. There's no reason he shouldn't have won the IC title during that time. No reason he should.
Facts. No, you keep saying it, bro.
No, they
They
gave him the
that would have fixed everything. That would have. They gave him.
No, bro,
yeah,
they-
Malik. They gave him the Andre the Giant
Andre Battle
Memorial
Royal.
Battle Royal.
They gave him that battle royal.
I think
Had that
y'all
nigga
forget-
standing there like this, like he did something, bro. Like,
Wait, y'all forgetting there's another title he could win, bro. He gonna win the
don't say it, bro. Don't fucking say it.
Tyler, man, damn.
Is he in that tournament? Is he in that
When's the
tournament?
NXT?
Don't tell me
Is he in the
Hey.
tournament? Hey, I'm
The NXT, the show, it's at 8 o'clock tonight. 8 o'clock tonight.
No, it's at 7.
We'll be off before then. We'll be off before then.
Win the speed
No, I
title
think
game.
it's- No, Malik, I think it starts at 7 Eastern.
I think it's
I
8. I think their shows there at 8.
That's pre-show. That's
Pre-show starts at 7.
Oh, the pre-show starts at 7?
yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, their main show started at 8. So, it's more of just presentation for Jay. Like I wish him success, but it's like, how do you expect me to believe he's main event, bro? He doesn't win the main events, man. That's not like that goes against everything that he stands for. You know what I mean? It's that's like John Cena saying I never give up and then losing an I quit match saying I quit.
Or
Then
tapping
you
out.
just gave up. That goes against everything. That goes
Which,
against
by the way,
everything you
John
stand
Cena
for.
definitely has tapped out before, so.
That's
Well,
before
that's
That's
before
before
he
the
said
persona. That was before the
Before he
persona.
was
It's
Super
weird
Cena.
though. All
Wait,
of
so
Jay's
wait,
That's
John
correct.
Cena never tapped out as Super Cena?
He's
Or not
never
Super
quit
Cena,
as
but like-
ever
No, not
since he
quit,
said
not quit. He's never tapped out?
he's never
No.
tapped out as Super Cena, bro. Never once.
Well,
No,
Ever.
no, never
obviously
tapped
not
out
like
as
a super. Not as like
That's
Super
that's
Cena.
that's
I'm
when the
talking
whole
about Cena
persona
we
came.
know.
That's the whole persona when he was Super Cena. He's never tapped out since. He's never
The
tapped.
thing
All
is,
the people,
Jay's
all the
losses
people he
also
tapped
make
out to.
more
Yeah,
over.
all the people he tapped out to was when he was
That's
Doctor of
true.
Thugonomics. When he was doing Doctor of Thugonomics. That was before
No,
Rise
fair
Above
enough.
the Hate, Never Give Up. You know what I'm saying? Like they would never. That's one of the main reasons. Every time they put him in an I Quit match, you knew John Cena was not losing an I Quit match, bro. He's
Man.
never gonna quit. He's never gonna sit there and quit, bro. This man could get tortured in a match.
They
for
don't
all we
even
know.
quit
He
during
got
I quit
handcuffed and
matches.
whipped.
They go off for what they should call it is I'm going on a 6-month hiatus because they always come back 6 to 7 months later after the I quit. Always.
Yeah,
They
AJ
always
Styles
come
been
back.
gone. AJ Styles been gone since then, so we don't know. I think he about to do this stuff in
Got a
Japan.
whole
so-
OC reunion for him too, bro.
Yeah, I think
Which,
you're
by
about
the
to do this
way,
stuff in Japan too, but
honestly, Triple H. We talk about Triple H fumbling and this, that, and the third. I don't know why. I don't know why they're on the roster because the only time they're on TV is with AJ Styles.
not even Triple H, bro. What is Shawn Michaels doing with them, bro? What is Shawn Michaels doing with them in NXT? They couldn't even win the tag titles in NXT. They lost a tag team title match.
To
the OC.
No. They just
formerly known as A-Kid.
No, they are, but they could have easily won the tag titles in NXT.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not gonna lie,
I agree that they should have.
Nathan Frazier and Axiom. I'm not gonna lie. Ain't nobody moved by that.
And they facing Chase U tonight, so it's like.
And they're about to lose. They should lose.
Hold on, they're a lit tag team. Let's not do that.
Yeah,
they're great. No, they're a great tag team. They're a great tag team.
I'm not saying they can't work. I'm not saying they're a bad tag team. I'm saying they're working.
What you mean?
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm saying I'm not moved by them. That's what I'm saying.
Nah,
like they're not bad. I'm just not moved.
I gotta go too.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and sign off because NXT the pre-show starts. We always end at 7.
Hungry.
So the pre-show starts in a minute, so make sure you guys check out the pre-show as well.
That's for you, G. That's for you.
Ladies, thank you for coming through. Thank you guys for coming through the pod. If you guys want to plug in your stuff again one more time, you guys can. If you guys want to plug in your socials or just your podcast in general, where everybody can check out your podcast. If you want to go ahead and plug in that in real quick before we go ahead and sign off.
Are You Seeing This is the YouTube channel, and then on Twitter it's JazzMarie23 _.
Do you guys have like a whenever you guys go live, like a set time or anything, or?
No, I just post a few times during the week.
Okay, all right.
I don't have a set day.
Yeah, I didn't know if you guys had a set day or if like there was a set time for you guys, but this guy, whatever you guys go check it out. Just go check it out, see it through. And I'm gonna you guys can go ahead and leave if you want, but I do have some super chats that I have to go ahead and read real quick.
They said the main show was actually at 7 Eastern.
Wait, hold on. Court has to plug in, and then I'm gonna leave.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
You guys can find me on Hey It's Courtney on Instagram, and then Hey It's Canary on Twitter, and my YouTube is Black Canary as well. And then my Uncaged with Canary, Canary's Corner, and Women's Knockout News are all under Spotify. So I will go ahead and send the links later for you guys, so that way they can just attach them.
Yeah, no doubt. And then we'll tag you in your socials when we post the small clips. We'll post small clips all over social media, so we'll tag you in it. So I'm gonna go ahead and.
The show starts at
Bye.
Night, guys.
At 7. That's cool.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go ahead and read these.
I'm
going to read these super chats because people already put these super chats up in here. So we got a couple in here. Let's see this one. Y'all high on Braun? Not mad he didn't win. I'm very high on Braun Breaker. So Braun Breaker.
I still think give him the rematch at SummerSlam, something, because I don't think you should waste that. But go ahead.
Yeah, I'm very high on Braun Breaker. That's a generational talent.
Hell yeah, it is.
Let's see. Not too much on the game. I don't know what that means.
He said not too much on Triple H.
Yeah, let Jade cook. This one Jade was ranting. Let's see. Does back-to-back botches and priest matches hurt his reputation? I don't know if it hurts his reputation. I mean,
it's not the botches; it's the interference. He hasn't had a clean win.
But I don't think he's supposed to though, because every match he's had has been that way too. So I think it's kind of a pattern.
I think as long as Damian stays true to his word. Like the past 2 title defenses, the interferences ain't had shit to do with him. That's all on Drew's doing.
Besides the Judgment Day only came out during the Jey Uso match. That was it.
But he told them not to, though. He told them not to.
Yeah. And they still came out. So as long as Damian is true to his word and just sticks to himself, he's all right.
Super Cena beating the Wyatt Six style. We don't need that.
That's wild, bro. We don't need that, man. We don't need that.
Yes, we do.
Yes, if Jericho can hold a title, Cena. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong about that. Let's see. I got to see Homelander Cody Hill versus John Cena before he retires. Homelander Cody. I mean, they did kind of tease that with that commercial.
Cody fans are going to hiding, bro.
Appreciate the content on the podcast. Appreciate the donation, man. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, fellas.
Up to my YouTube, guys. I'm starting to post more content on there because YouTube is the move. So literally, just click on my name. It's G Baby. I think it's like
G Baby.
Yeah.
AKA Bottle Cap.
Nate, I gotta see a
Bottle
script
Cap is so
of
crazy.
Nate, I gotta see a skit of Jey Uso walking to Triple H's office saying,
"Oh, trust me, bro.
You keep doing this, Uso."
Trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. I already been cooking, bro. It might be a little unhinged, bro. I gotta.
Can't do it, Uso.
Crazy.
Can't do this no more, Uso.
I can't.
All right, thank you. We're gonna go ahead and sign off here.
Bitch,
We'll be back next week with the Jeopardy we're gonna do next week. We'll be doing podcast versus podcast Jeopardy next week, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And then we'll be back to have some more conversation. We'll see what cooks up leading up to SummerSlam. What they got planned for, man. What they got planned. We'll have to wait and see the full circle, man. So make sure you guys subscribe, like, share, and be on the lookout for more content and the podcast every 5.